Alrighty, welcome back everybody to our latest severe weather coverage. We are going live right off the bat with a tornado warning in Kansas, and we have a lot of storms that have already fired up, and this environment today is actually very favorable for tornadoes. The problem that we're going to have, I think, today is going to be the storm coverage. Nothing really discrete right now, but we already have a tornado warning associated with the storm near Greenleaf and Barnes here in northeast Kansas. This is along or near a boundary that has a lot of spin in the atmosphere. We have very curved hodographs across both northeast Kansas and southeast Nebraska. What that basically means is that we have a lot of spin in the atmosphere this evening, leading to the potential for a few tornadoes across parts of Nebraska, Kansas, perhaps even Missouri, and as well as Iowa. This is the area that we are watching for between now and about 1 a.m. today. So it's about a 6 to 7 hour threat. I think the greatest concern for tornadoes will be from now all the way up until about 8:30 to 9 o'clock tonight. Right now, we are watching a cluster of thunderstorms that has fired up right between Beatrice back over Nebraska, back through Clay Center, Kansas, and we already have rotation that has been associated with this storm near Greenleaf and Barnes. This was a few minutes ago. We actually had a pretty decent tightening near Lynn. We may have even had a brief tornado associated with this mesocyclone back over near Greenleaf in Kansas. Over the last few scans, it has been broadening a little bit, but I think we are going to see redevelopment here back over just to the west of Waterville. So if you're in Waterville or near Cottage Hill in Kansas, I'd be vigilant, as this storm is going to have the capability of producing a tornado as it does continue to move to the east-northeast over the next several minutes. Now, here's the problem with today's setup, and this is a reason why I think today's tornado threat might not be super significant, is because we already have a large area of clustering thunderstorms, and we also have a lot of storm splitters. So there's a lot of things that we're kind of watching for here, but essentially what we are kind of watching for over the next couple of hours is if storms can stay discrete in this environment, and if any do, we could see a more elevated tornado threat. There's a lot of spin in the atmosphere today. This would actually be a very favorable tornado threat. That was extremely loud, but it would be a very favorable tornado threat overall if storms were discrete. Now, if they cluster together like this and stay more linear over the next few hours, I do think there'll be some issues overall with today's tornado threat. One thing that's almost for certain, though, is that we are going to be talking at least about damaging winds and large hail. In fact, we have already had up to golf ball sized hail on this storm back over near Washington. Main core was back over just south of Washington. This was a few minutes ago. Back near Greenleaf, a few little black specks there popping up on the reflectivity. That is indicative of some larger hailstones. So we saw that a few minutes ago. It has become a little bit less intense. There's a lot of lightning, a lot of rain, but nothing too crazy as of right now when it comes to hail. A little bit more ordinary there. Now, back up in Nebraska, this is an area that we'll be watching for initiation around 7:30 to 8:30 tonight, back over just to the west of Lincoln. If storms are able to fire up over there, we could see the potential for a windbag across areas like Omaha, Lincoln, and Nebraska City, where damaging winds would be the primary concern, but I wouldn't rule out a more localized tornado threat back over near Lincoln, perhaps just south of Omaha, as we go into the evening hours. But one thing that could also prevent that is all the showers and even some heavier showers across parts of Omaha back through Lincoln that are already out there. That could stabilize the atmosphere and lead to a lesser threat of severe weather in both Nebraska and Iowa. That's the hope. Now, we will be probably live up until at least 8:30 to 9 o'clock, and we'll see if this thing gets going. If it does, then we might even be live as late as midnight tonight, just depending on how things go. But for the time being, the main core of the severe weather that we are currently talking about is back over here in parts of northeast Kansas and as well as southeastern parts of Nebraska. Now, initially, the tornado threat was thought to be the greatest back over in this corridor, basically in southeast Nebraska. It's a little bit more questionable now because we have a lot of storms that are clustered together. If any of these storms can again become discrete out in front of that cluster, I think there will be a better shot of there being the potential for a tornado or two over the next few hours. Now, I do want to show you what the HRRR model is showing for the next few hours to kind of give you an idea of what we could be seeing in a few hours from now across parts of Kansas, Missouri, Iowa, and as well as Nebraska. So this is 7 o'clock tonight. Notice the HRRR has the majority of those clustered thunderstorms just around and north of Manhattan. By the time we go closer to 8 to 9 o'clock, we'll likely see another round of storms fire up back over near I-80 over in Nebraska near Lincoln. That is where we'll be watching for more of a wind threat as that moves to the east, and we could even be talking about some of that back over near Omaha. Omaha. And then as we go later into the evening, I think this will be predominantly a linear line of thunderstorms, but it will be very broken, meaning it'll be mostly just isolated to scatter damaging winds as that moves into Iowa and Missouri, with maybe an isolated tornado still being possible. And then tomorrow morning, we'll be talking about storms in Illinois and Indiana. That should be mostly wind. And then another round of severe weather is expected tomorrow afternoon and evening across both Iowa, Missouri, and as well as Kansas. And then also back over in parts of Illinois and southern Missouri, where we will probably be live again tomorrow. So pretty active, really next 24 hours here across a large majority here of the Midwest and as well as the Central Plains, which is going to be interesting to watch for sure. I think today could be kind of 50-50 if something goes big. I think tomorrow does have a better shot of being a little bit more of at least a small scale outbreak. Let's go ahead and check in with some of our storm chasers. This is Ben Williams. He is new. He has never been on our stream before, but Ben Williams currently out in the field right now. He is back over near Marysville, Kansas. So he is basically on this tornado warning cell. And then we also have, I think we have Brandon Kopic, unless he cut out. Let me check. I don't know what button it is. We're gonna have to guess here. That's Connor. He's not live. This is Brandon Kopic. A little bit of a low signal area. A few minutes ago, he had a crazy view of this storm. We might get a better view here after he gets by the storm. He's also just north of the tornado warning cell. You can watch him on the Radar Omega app with the top link in the description below on iOS and Android.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
I don't know why this is blaring out of my speakers. We do have a new tornado warning for Washington and Marshall counties in Kansas. So if you are in this tornado warning, seek shelter immediately away from windows, lowest floor possible, and in an interior room of your home or building. Again, this storm currently is moving to the east. The initial area of rotation was back over near Lynn. It has kind of recycled here and is now moving in the direction of Waterville and Blue Rapids in Kansas. So if you are in the pink polygon, make sure that you are getting to your safe place. I don't know why the audio is so loud. I don't know if I can control that. Is a good question that I don't know if I can answer on the stream. So you guys might just hear that in the background. I'm not sure why, but it's like blaring through two audio sources. I'm not sure why. But yeah, new tornado warning again for Washington and Marshall counties in Kansas. Let's go back to, we'll go to Corey Gherkin, which is one of these buttons once again. I don't have these buttons organized here. There we go. This is Corey Gherkin's view. He's also near the tornado warning cell. I believe he is repositioning right now. You'll see a better view after the trees here. There's like a little inflow tail, looks like on the left side of your screen there. Oh, wait, you guys can hear Corey, right? I just want to make sure the audio is good. I've done some different stuff to the audio, so I need to make sure it's good to go. It was louder than usual. Are you talking about the beeping? The beeping was definitely louder than usual. You don't hear anything. That's a good start. All right. Let's try this. Oh, and that. Okay, I think we gotta fix some stuff. All right. All right, let me make sure that audio's good. I gotta fix my audio because I just screwed it up then. Let me go back to here. I don't know which one it is. I'm gonna go to Brandon. Gotta fix his audio. All right, you should be able to hear Brandon now too, right? It's a little too quiet. Okay, I'll have to fix it after. Brandon might be a little quiet too. That's Brandon's view here of this severe storm and also tornado warning cell just to the west of Waterville. Doing some last second maintenance on my stream because I accidentally messed everything up. Give me 1 second. I do apologize.
There's a lot of rising inflow while it may be a left split.
All right, and then I have to go to Ben Williams, which is this one.
Very suspicious.
Funnel cloud behind Brandon, is that what he just said?
We do have a couple.
Okay, you should be able to hear Ben as well. Just making sure all the audio's good.
Give me a couple minutes.
Okay, and I think all the audio should be good now. Okay, we should be good. All right. Apologies about that. All right, we're good. All right, let's go to... I think we might be going to Brandon again. This is Brandon Kopic's view. He's on this storm. Let's go back to him real quick.
Well,
Back to Brandon Kopic again. Brandon Kopic's on both Radar Omega and on YouTube, that's what he's looking at right now near Hanover, Kansas. Pretty ominous looking skies. I believe he is currently, I don't exactly know where he's going right now because I don't see his location updating, but I think he's going in the direction of the tornado ward cell. Rotation bottom right of your screen on that tornado warning cell, beginning to ramp up just a little bit, again heading towards Waterville and Blue Rapids in Kansas. And that is our only tornado warning currently. I'm going to show you guys something in a second that you are going to be baffled by. I'll show you in a moment. After.
Okay, that thing is rapidly rotating.
It's also
right
from Brandon Kopic
right
moments
now,
ago. We
guys.
just missed it.
Let's see if I can flip this
How Kansas City be tonight? Should be mostly wind.
around.
By the way, is Brandon loud enough or too loud, too quiet? Let me know in the chat.
See, this isn't all this common because it's on a north split. This is on a north
The rhythm of the wipers.
Usually
That's
left
awesome.
splits
I'm glad to hear.
don't go to produce tornadoes, but this thing has got a rapidly and healthy
quiet.
rotating long cloud.
All right, turn it up a little bit. All right, I want to show you guys this. This is kind of crazy from a moment ago. This is also from Brandon Kopic with the Radar Omega Cyclone ports, which you can watch inside the app. This is a time lapse from a few minutes ago. Just unbelievable. Look at all that rising motion at the very beginning of this time lapse. And that's on the storm here near Odell, Nebraska. All this rising motion. Just look at all that rising motion. It's kind of crazy to see in real time. It's like a little lowering in the background there as well. Little leading edge, little scuddy action. Really insane stuff. That is a remarkable view there, right along the Kansas and Nebraska border. This is the latest radar scan. Again, a large, broad area of circulation currently heading towards Waterville. I think if the storm can split off and become more organized, we could see a more significant tornado threat evolve. But so far, it's taken a little bit to get going here. Let me put on... There we go, Corey Gherkin right there as well. That's pretty incredible structure right there, again, from Brandon Kopic. Really crazy stuff. All right, here's the latest scan. We'll wait for the next radar scan. We'll go back to Corey probably in a second. This is a storm that we are watching as well that's going in the direction of Beatrice, Rockford, and Wymore, Nebraska. This is a storm that is splitting off to the northeast, meaning that we are probably going to be seeing more of a wind and hail threat out of this, comparatively to a tornado risk. So I'm still watching this storm as it goes into Nebraska, but it should be predominantly wind and hail. Lightning as well, heavy rain, all the, ordinary stuff. But I think overall the tornado risk with that storm going to be struggling a little bit more since it is a storm that is splitting off to the north and northeast. But this storm right here, this activity right here, if it can organize, we could see a tornado kind of go crazy here. That's what we're going to be watching for. It's a big if. Again, today's threat, pretty conditional overall. I do want to mention that today's severe thunderstorm watch, this is something that if you are somebody that watches a lot of these live streams, we look at this key pretty often. This right here is something to keep in mind. There's a low tornado risk, and they put it on 4 scales on a watch for the likelihood. It's very low, low, medium, high, that sort of thing. This right here for the EF2 plus tornado potential is actually also low. So if we do see a tornado today, it could be on the stronger side of things. That's something that we'll have to be watching for. But again, it's highly conditional on there being a storm that is discrete today. We'll have to see if that happens. It may or may not happen. Again, we are live in case it does happen. So... we'll have to wait and see. Thank you, Austin, for the $4.99. How is El Dorado, Kansas going to be later tonight? My camper is there, and I'm currently in Houston. El Dorado. I'll check it real quick. That is Arkansas. El Dorado, I don't think you'll see much down there. I think if anything, it's just going to be gusty winds and small hail. The severe weather risk down in this part of Kansas, like Wichita, back through Abilene and Salina, is going to be much lower, I think, than anywhere up here to the north. And by the way, today's tornado risk was upgraded. So if you didn't already hear, we do have a 5% tornado risk. That goes for much of Iowa, as well as Nebraska, Missouri, and as well as Kansas. So... just a little FYI. Brandon Kopic also has a live intercept. He might be going for the pot of gold. There is a rainbow as well. Brandon Kopic's getting the view of everything right now. He has a rainbow with a pot of gold. maybe on the other side. You never know. By the way, if you do get any photos or videos today, you can tweet me on Twitter at MaxVelocityWX. We'll be trying to retweet some of those, potentially even showing them on stream. There's a PDS rainbow intercept, and the rainbow is now gone. Maybe there's no pot of gold. Maybe somebody else intercepted that pot of gold. Live leprechaun chasing. That you landed for becoming a 3-month member. It's Friday looking like. It doesn't look too crazy right now. It'll probably just be a wind and hail threat, maybe an isolated tornado. We'll kind of see what happens. Again, today we're going to be live. Tomorrow we might go live. Just depends on what it looks like. And then Friday, kind of the same story. So yeah, basically every day over the next 3 days, we're here in the studio in case we have to go live. I think after Friday, we're not probably going to be here. So I think after Friday, things start to quiet down again. So we got a broad circulation going towards Waterville and Blue Rapids. Nothing too crazy as of right now. It is, again, moving east, northeast right now. And be in your safe place if you are currently in this tornado warning. Nothing on the ground from what we know. It's a very rain-wrapped area of circulation, though, meaning if there is something on the ground, we'll probably not be able to see it. The storms further down to the south, west of Manhattan, do not look very impressive right now, but we'll keep a close eye on that activity. We also have some circulation southwest of Cottage Hill. We got some interesting stuff happening right now. Let's go back to Brandon Kopic. He has a very ominous-looking storm. He's still off to the north of the tornado. Very ominous skies with Brandon Kopic. Again, you can see him on YouTube and also on the Radar Omega app. Gonna go to Corey Gherkin real quick. He said he had a base. Yeah, look at that. Look at that storm right there. That is a more zoomed-out view of the Waterville supercell that is currently tornado warned. But there is a little bit of rotation developing south of Cottage Hill. I think we could get a tornado warning here soon on this too. This right here, just southwest of Cottage Hill, that might go a little crazy. A little bit of circulation there on that hook. So this is something to watch for here near Cottage Hill. And Brandon Kopic has another PDS rainbow intercept. Look at that rainbow.
Gonna ruin it, but you guys will see.
That might be better than the first one. I do think, though, if we get a tornado threat, it's probably going to be those southern storms. They look a lot healthier than the northern ones.
Oh, wait. Developing tornado. Potentially. I can't say for a fact. I'm stopping. There's rotation.
Another pretty impressive view, though, there. Thank you, Wendy, for the $9.99 super chat from Bellevue. Hope you're doing well over there in Bellevue, Nebraska. Thank you for tuning in. Also, thank you, Austin, for becoming a member, and welcome to the Velocities. Where's the PDS rainbow warning? It's just north of Hanover, Kansas. It's in this general area. I think Brandon is going east, maybe? I think he's going east. So if he's going east, it's probably going to be west of Okido. That's where that rainbow is. Thank you, MC, for $4.99. Sabetha, Kansas. I have no clue where that is. I'm not going to do anything super specific. If you give me like a general area, I could probably tell you. But if it's not a city or a town that I can see on the map, I'm not really going to be answering too many of those. At least right now. If there wasn't a tornado warning, it'd be different. But I appreciate the super chat. Alright, here's the latest scan as of 3 minutes ago. We should have another velocity scan. Here it is. Alright, here's the latest velocity scan. Still got probably a little mesocyclone southwest of Cottage Hill. This could again get tornado warned if it is able to evolve a little bit more. Our rotation's still kind of weak, but if it can intensify, could ramp up a little bit. And then back over near Waterville and Blue Rapids, still just a large area of broad circulation. Doesn't look imminent, but we are going to continue to watch that as it does continue to move eastbound. So 2 different storms right now that look the most concerning in terms of circulation and rotation. Kansas City does have to be on alert tonight. Yeah, you guys are under a severe thunderstorm watch. It's not imminent, but probably in a few hours you'll be dealing with at least a wind threat and maybe an isolated tornado threat. This is actually a live Radar Omega cyclone port. back over just north of Kansas City. Pretty cool stuff, actually. Here's the sun, if you couldn't tell. You know, that's the sun. And then you got the overshooting cloud tops right here that are actually visible from Kansas City. These are from the supercells that have developed back over there in northeast Kansas, back over north of Manhattan. So cool stuff there. The Burlington camera has a very, very faint view of those overshooting cloud tops. So nothing too crazy yet. But we have just discovered the sun is visible on that live camera. I thought it was Tatooine. All right, we'll have another radar scan here in a second. I think Omaha right now is going to be mostly a wind threat, but again, I don't think we're going to see our storm activity really ramp up until probably about 8 o'clock. It's contingent on there being enough instability for those storms to fire up here, because all this rain that just came through kind of stabilized the atmosphere. So we're going to be watching for a second round of storms to try to develop between 7:30 and probably 9:30 tonight. And then that'll eventually move towards Omaha. Mostly a wind threat out of that, but we could still get an isolated tornado. But today's tornado setup a little bit complicated due to so many factors. It's a boundary setup. Boundary setups are some of the harder ones to predict. They can move a lot. All right, let's go back to...
Man, it might be
Corey
on the
thinks
ground.
there's a tornado on the ground.
Got a tornado down. Tornado, guys. See it.
I cannot see it. We are very far away, but Corey does say that there is a tornado on the ground with the storm near Waterville, I think. He's still pretty far away from the storm. That's what he is saying.
It was down.
It would be on the tornado warning cell. Unless he is somehow looking at the one down south of Cottage Hill, which is extremely far away.
Yeah,
Here's the other view. He's going to turn around here, I think.
Go south a little bit more. So
You'll see it in a second.
Go west.
There's no CC drop on radar right now.
Channel 4.
Alright, here's the view of the storm. If there is a tornado, it'd be in there somewhere. We weren't looking at it. It'd be somewhere over there near that inflow tail. Middle of your screen. He does have a better view than we do, even with the camera, though, because he's actually there. Or not. So it's a little bit easier for him to see stuff. I don't see anything definitive right now, but if there's something, it's like literally over the horizon. Thank you, by the way, Caitlin, for becoming a 1-month maximum velocity member. Appreciate that. That's what we're looking at currently on live radar right now. So again, we got the tornado warning cell. I don't see anything definitive, again, on radar that would confirm this as a tornado. At the bare minimum, we still do have an area of circulation here that's moving east-northeast. The storm that's down here south of Cottage Hill still has my eye, because it could become something that's tornadic relatively soon. Still some circulation, not super impressive, but we're going to continue to keep a close eye on that storm. Anything else outside of that, predominantly just going to be wind and hail. The storm that's going up towards Beatrice right now has just been upgraded to 2-inch sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds moving in the direction, again, of Beatrice and Route 77. So if you are in this severe thunderstorm warning, stay away from windows. Main concern, again, being damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour and then 2-inch sized hail, which is the size of an Easter egg, moving up in that direction. And then let's go over to Ben Williams.
Fogged up because it's so.
This is Ben Williams,
outside.
again, new storm chaser with us.
Maybe if I try to mess with my air a bit.
You might remember Ben, by the way, if you've been a viewer of the channel for a while. We had Ben Williams back when Connor Croft and Ben Williams were chasing together back in, I think, April and May, if I'm not mistaken. So during that time frame, they chased together quite a bit.
That's just gonna happen.
He's currently out there.
Let me take you guys
He's on this tornado warning cell as well near Marysville. Pretty impressive structure. There's a little bit better of a view of it right there. That's why his voice sounds familiar. I don't know if he's loud enough, by the way. I turned him up a little bit. Wasn't it Ben that got those people to the hospital? No, that was Freddy.
I don't know if that was
Freddy.
focused any better or not, but it just started pouring, so.
Just too crappy.
Back to Corey Gherkin again. Corey Gherkin has still a pretty good view. He's a little bit further away from the storm, but he is still within pretty good proximity of that supercell near Waterville that's tornado warned. A little bit more distant, though. After you get past these trees, you might have a little bit better view of that base. New alerts, they look sick. Yes, we do. We have new alerts. Those started up 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. They are pretty lit.
Well, that's why you didn't see it. It's
Will I go live tomorrow? Probably. I probably will be. I don't know exactly what we're looking at yet tomorrow. It's very up in the air. Depends on kind of what happens tonight. But if we do get a line of storms tonight and it moves across the Midwest, I think tomorrow's severe weather threat will be a little bit lower. But if we don't really get as much of a line of storms, we could actually have a full-blown outbreak tomorrow in the Midwest. A lot of it's going to have to do with how the line of storms is probably going to stabilize the atmosphere some during the morning and even into the afternoon. And if that's able to be overcome, we definitely could see some interesting severe weather in the Midwest
My
tomorrow.
bad, guys. I'm not used to having another camera again.
We'll kind of see what happens.
Now, we definitely had a little tube down.
All-nighter with blankets. I don't think I'm pulling an all-nighter for the today's setup. Just don't think so. I'm not seeing really anything down to the south. That's mostly just elevated convection. Stay up here for now. Got a little new mesocyclone, it looks like, developing near Waterville. That's approaching Blue Rapids in Kansas right now. This tornado warning does go for 16 more minutes, which is until 7 o'clock Central Time. We'll probably see that continue. Looks like that rotation just to the south of Cottage Hill broadening out a little bit. We could see that recycle a little bit over the next several minutes. So we'll be keeping a close eye on that as the storm does continue to move to the east, northeast. Okay. Time frame for Omaha? Probably going to be sometime between like 8 and 11 would be my guess. 8 and 11 would be probably on the later side of 8 to 11, probably closer to 11. Thank you, Tone, for becoming a member, and welcome to the Velocities. It's still a little conditional that we get storms that fire up there due to all the convection that's been already ongoing. It's mostly just elevated showers, but that's kind of hindered the environment a little bit, stabilizing it quite a bit. A lot more cloud cover up there in Nebraska as well. Today's tornado threat was thought to be more elevated up here. I mean, again, we could still see a tornado or two up in Nebraska or Iowa, but again, we need to see some sort of storms develop. These ones are not going to be the ones that do that, in my opinion.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
As I say that, this one is now tornado warned. We have a new tornado warning near Rockford, Virginia, and Philly. This is going to be just off to the west-northwest of Wymore, and that would be why. We do have a little bit of circulation just to the south of Beatrice. So if you are in this tornado warning, seek shelter away from windows, lowest floor possible, and in an interior room of your home or building. That timing is insane. So again, for Gage County, Nebraska, it is a very, I don't know, it's very rain wrapped. So it's also in between two radar sites, so it's a little bit hard to tell. Does look like though we do at least have some spin there. It's definitely gonna be rain wrapped though. Moving in the direction of Virginia in Nebraska. The storm was splitting, but now it's moving more to the east. So this storm could do something funny. Very possible. Latest scan still showing relatively broad circulation. Moving to the east-northeast. We're now up to 2 tornado warnings. That one surprised me a little bit, not gonna lie. Looks like Corey does have a view of at least some sort of lowering. A little bit of maybe a little lowering there. And Corey currently on the storm near Blue Rapids that is still tornado warning in Kansas.
Really helps when I switch to the right camera, guys. I'm sorry. Oh, man.
Go back to him in a second. A little explanation. Well, we'll go back to Ben real quick. This is Ben Williams.
Definitely a Supercell there.
A little explanation of that storm back over near Blue Rapids as well.
Got a lot of lightning out here.
Drunk NATO? I don't think we're going to see a drunk NATO today. I
Look
could
at
be
that.
wrong.
Look at that. Look at that.
Drunk
Supercell.
NATO's more common in the spring.
That's a
That is a
monster
pretty impressive
Supercell
view.
there.
Obviously, there's not a whole lot of contrast, but it is a pretty impressive view of the Supercell right now in parts of northern Kansas. We'll go back to live radar. Let's go and check out the velocities again. Still some broad circulation near Waterville on this tornado warning approaching Blue Rapids. Still not overly impressed with this storm, but we'll keep a close eye on it in case it does anything. The one further down to the south that's not tornado warning near Cottage Hill, just another broad area of circulation. Nothing too out of the ordinary there. Back up near Wymore, we are watching this storm as it was just, again, tornado warned moments ago. Just to the north of Wymore, south of Beatrice, currently in Nebraska. Brandon Kopic is actually going to be heading towards that storm by the looks of it, so we'll see what happens there. It is a pretty impressive supercell when it comes to hail and wind. I'm not really confident that this is going to produce a crazy tornado, but again, it might. I mean, the hodographs here are very favorable in southeast Nebraska. It's just going to have to become discrete, and maybe this is the storm that does that. It very well might be the storm that does that. So that's what we're going to be waiting to see what happens with this. But this storm might be the one. So we'll have to wait and see. But that one might just be the one that goes crazy today. That would be my target storm. I mean, it would have been mine, honestly, today too. But, you know, with what happened earlier, like, when these storms first initiated, it looked extremely clustered. This storm is just splitting off the line, but if it can just kind of become its own discrete storm, it could go crazy. I'm gonna real quickly show you guys the hodographs too. This one would be more on track if it does continue in the direction it's going. It'll probably go towards the Texuma area and Auburn. So that's the likely next areas to watch for with this storm. But these are the hodographs in today's setup. And again, this might look very complicated to the naked eye. Basically, what we're just looking at is, you know, the wind direction as we go throughout the atmosphere. So we're looking from the surface all the way up to the troposphere. And so this is what we're looking at this evening. Across the board here, across both Nebraska and Kansas, these curved hodographs are what we're looking for. They're much more curved back up in southeast Nebraska, which is why I kind of thought that might be the area where it goes crazy, but it's going to depend on if storms can be discrete. Even over here in Kansas, pretty favorable, very curved hodographs, got a lot of spin in the atmosphere. It's just going to be very contingent again on these storms being discrete, because if they stay clustered like this, it's going to be pretty hard for these storms to really get going. So we'll just kind of have to wait and see what happens here over the next, you know, hour or so. And again, the peak of the tornado threat is between now and about 9 o'clock. That's the peak. We could still see tornadoes after that, but just lower.
Instead of like
Go back to Ben Williams. He has a view of that
round.
storm. I'm 99% sure he's still in the Blue Rapids area. But I haven't heard from him here in a few minutes.
Hold on, I'm
Rain
gonna
kind of
give you
keeps it
guys
out
a
of
better
focus, but
look
you can
at
still
it.
see
We'll
that
go
kind of
inside
little
the car.
lowering there. Getting out of his car now, you can see it better. How's it going, Ryan? Welcome back.
We'll hold it down. Right here.
Shaky camera? Well, he's holding his phone. Thank you, William, for becoming a member, and welcome to the Velocities.
There we go. That's what it's supposed to look like.
It's a pretty decent-looking storm, to
Look
be
at that!
honest.
Look at that beast of a storm, guys. This storm is a monster.
Ben Williams is right
I
on
think
the
it's gonna look
Supercell.
even cooler out ahead of it, a little bit more.
If Ben is too quiet, by the way, let me know. I can turn him up. If he's too quiet or too loud, just let me know.
It's really starting to rain now. Look at that.
What's tomorrow's
Goes
outlook? Watch my video
all
today.
the way over here.
It's the latest details on it.
Alright, I don't want to get my car too wet.
How's it going, Andrew?
So,
Appreciate that, Luke.
or my phone, actually.
Remember when Max said he wouldn't go live for the rest of August? I did say that on Twitter.
There might be some rotation
It
right in
has
front
happened.
of us.
We've
though,
already gone
actually.
live after like 3 days after posting that. I think after tomorrow or Friday, I do think the rest of the month looks pretty dead.
Still tornado.
Kind of
warned. I
looked
don't
dead
know
to be
why
honest,
or
but this
how,
little
we're
like
still tornado
it's
warned.
very small scale to be honest. But this little event today and tomorrow, it could be interesting. Maybe even Friday. Maybe even Friday. How am I doing today? Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Doing pretty solid. Why'd you just jinx it? I didn't jinx it, guys. Okay, I need to have Culver's cheese curds if I'm going to jinx it. It's the only way.
All right.
All right, we'll go back to radar. We're probably going to go to Brandon in a second as he is going towards that northern supercell that's tornado warned. It honestly just looks really more like a wind threat right now. Like, if there were to be a legitimate tornado threat on this, I feel like it would be more down in this hook down near Wymore. And we're not seeing any definitive circulation there right now. Still broad circulation near Blue Rapids, Kansas. That tornado warning does expire in 7 minutes. And then a little bit of circulation still south of Cottage Hill, but I'm thinking that's more of a wind threat for the time being. And then again, we're still watching for these storms to pretty much be pretty clustered, I think, for the next few hours. But if anything can break off and become discrete, that's where we're watching for the greatest tornado threat. So it's kind of what we're watching for here over the next few hours across Kansas, Nebraska, Missouri, and Iowa. Real quickly, I will quickly pull up tomorrow's outlook because I just want to throw this out there. We will more than likely be live tomorrow unless something does change. We do have a large slight risk of severe weather from Wisconsin back into almost all of Illinois, Missouri, and as well as Indiana. Main concern tomorrow is going to be wind. I don't think the tornado threat is going to be that crazy. I could see it being locally or higher, localized. I can't say local. I can't say the word. Basically what I'm saying, it could be a little bit higher in this white circle that I just drew. So we could see a 5% tornado risk introduced. For some reason, I cannot say the word. I'm not even going to say it because I can't say it, but, you know, that's what we're going to go with. All right. So, localized. So I could say localized. I'm trying to say local ear. Can't say it. What do I mean by discrete? It's when we have a storm that is just separate from all the other storms, basically just one updraft. So this technically would be a discrete storm. It's not really a discrete supercell, but it is a discrete storm. More semi-discrete would be kind of something like this. And then clustered or linear is more like this. So 30% significant wind, maybe? That's possible. I would say that's definitely possible tomorrow. Yeah, that's definitely in the playing cards. Alright, we're just gonna stay zoomed out until our next radar scan. Let me we'll put Ben there. Is Connor chasing? Connor is not. No, he's relaxing. He's taking a break. I don't blame him. I do not blame him. He's not even close to this setup. I think if he was closer, he would have probably chased this. Do have a funnel cloud reported as of 7 minutes ago south of Beatrice. So this storm here did have a funnel cloud report. Let's go to Brandon Kopic. And Brandon Kopic, he's on Radar Omega and on YouTube. You can download the Radar Omega app with the top link in the description below. You can watch Storm Chasers inside the app. In addition to that, he is on the storm near Wymore.
Somebody just reported a funnel cloud.
We're actually going to go back to Ben Williams real quick. This is Ben Williams' view. He's on that storm in Kansas that was tornado warned. It no longer is. Just cancel the tornado warning. Might be getting pounded with hail here pretty soon. Very possible.
Good thing there's not. Oh my gosh, it's looking dark back there. I bet the rain is just coming down real hard just to the west of me. I don't want to get caught in all
Thank
that.
you, Chad,
crap,
also for
so
becoming
I'm gonna
a
get out ahead of
1 month
this.
member. Thank you, William, for becoming a member, and welcome to Velocities.
Thank you, Raina. You're the best. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in, everyone. Make sure to like and sub. We'll be streaming tomorrow, and hey, maybe we'll be streaming on Friday.
You guys should all
too.
go subscribe to Ben
That's
Williams. I think
definitely
he's
a
like the bottom
possibility.
link in the description. Definitely recommend it.
Wouldn't rule it out.
All right, let's go back to, this is Corey Gherkin. We're gonna go back to Brandon, I think. See what he's looking at. All right, Brandon's currently just stopped for the moment. We'll go back to him once he has a view of that storm. He is again on the only tornado warning cell now, the one in Nebraska, which this one might end up getting canceled. The rotation that's on this storm is well to the north. There was a funnel cloud reported on the southern side of this storm, but I've not seen anything definitive on radar that shows any sort of rotation. So maybe some sort of small little tornado thing trying to spit up there. Counter says too. Yeah, as a reminder, I'm gonna have to probably say this a lot, but the tornado warning counter, for whatever reason, does not update sometimes when a warning gets canceled. Like, I know the reason why, I just don't want to explain it. So there's a reason, I'm just not gonna say it because it would just be too much to explain. But basically what I'm saying is that if one gets canceled, it will not always change. So, but there's only one tornado warning right now. And there's not really any way I can fix it unless I manually did it. Still got a little bit of spin here southeast of Cottage Hill in Kansas. It's really not an impressive storm, though. Still very disorganized. We're going to be watching this supercell that's in Nebraska. We'll see if anything happens with it. See if there's any... I think Brandon's started to drive again, so if he has anything interesting, we'll go back to him. But yeah, we'll just kind of wait and see what happens here over the next few minutes. If you guys have any questions, feel free to pop those in the chat. I'll be probably answering some between radar scans. How's it going, Dibble? Welcome back. No, you guys are not too dumb to understand. No, that's not what I'm saying. It's just a long explanation that I don't feel like saying. It's just, it's not important. That's all I'm saying. Thank you, Adam, for becoming a 1 month member. Any risk for tornadoes in Ohio? I'd say it's a pretty low risk on Friday, but probably nothing tomorrow. Where do you get the buzz cut? Guys, I've gotten so many complaints about this haircut, I don't feel like talking about it. This haircut has made me fall off. Might be the worst haircut I've ever gotten, to be honest. Congrats on the no soda, appreciate that. Yeah, we're now 2 weeks in without having a single soda. 2 weeks in a row. Now, for those that are frequent watchers, we were on a serious soda crunch from March all the way in through July. And I stopped drinking soda on August 1st, and I've not turned back. So, pretty crazy stuff. Also down 5 pounds. Feeling better, feeling good. Exercising more. I mean, we're going all out right now. Did I have to pay for that cut? Yes, I had to pay for it. Thank you. May or may not have spent $30 on this haircut. After tip. You never know. The barber might be watching, so I'm not gonna, like, it's not like a bad haircut. It just, you know, the hair's too long on top. So, that's alright. It's a-okay. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning east of Beatrice in Nebraska. Main concern with this storm is going to be damaging winds up to 60 and ping pong ball sized hail. I would assume that this tornado warning is going to be either canceled or let to expire, but if you are in the warning, just continue to stay in your safe place. This is from Ben Williams. This is the storm near Blue Rapids, Kansas. Blue Rapids, Kansas. Moments ago. So, pretty impressive supercell. Not really seeing a whole lot of spin, just a lot of scud there. Can we get another bloopers video? If you guys are a member of the channel, by the way, we do have a new bloopers video from a few days ago. Just letting you know. It is hilarious. When Freddie McKinney was watching me make a video in my studio here. So, pretty funny. Alright, tornado warning has now been canceled. So we have no tornado warnings. Pretty cool stuff. Thank you, Baba, for the $9.99 super chat. Supercuts. I did not get my haircut at Supercuts. No, I did not get it at Supercuts. I did not get it at Great Clips either. I'm getting flamed for my haircut, guys. I don't need to be flamed for it. I understand it's bad, but you know it's fine. It's a-okay. Actually, it really isn't that bad. It was done pretty well, but it's just the hair on top is too much. It's too long. It's all right. $30 is normal for a haircut. I mean, 2 years ago I was getting a haircut for like 18 bucks. Now it's like 24, and then I tip on top of that, so it was like 30. Thank you, Desmond, for becoming a 2-month member. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning for Westmoreland and Olsburg in Kansas. That is for 70-mile-per-hour damaging winds. I'm gonna see if we have any live shots of the storm, perhaps, on the traffic cameras. Looks nice. Thank you. Appreciate that. Actually, I think the haircut's 22. I could be wrong. It's either 22 or 23. I don't think it's 24. I can't remember. It's a weird number. It's weird compared to what it used to be. But I usually tip pretty well at that place. I do have we have a live camera in Manhattan. Maybe there'll be a view of something there. Or maybe the camera just does not work. That's also an option. Alright, let's go back to Corey Gherkin. It's Corey Gherkin's view of the storm over in northeast Kansas right now. Bottom right of your screen is what we're looking at on live radar. I think your haircut looks nice. Thank you. Everybody's saying I have a receding hairline, so maybe I'm going bald. Who knows?
I was gonna say shoot east up on 9 over here, but that.
Get a wig and save yourself. If you are in Omaha, or anywhere really in Nebraska, again, your main concern will probably be after sunset tonight. Like, right around or just after sunset. We'll probably be here at least until that point and see if any storms fire up. Or we're gonna be waiting for storms to fire up there a little bit later in the evening. Probably in the next hour or two. Thank you, Carol, for the $5 super chat. That's true. Appreciate the super chat. It's very true. Thank you, EV, also for the $5 super chat. I don't think there will be an enhanced risk in Chicago tomorrow. I think tomorrow will be predominantly a wind concern. So if we do get an enhanced, it would be for wind probably. For tomorrow, it'd be wind. But I think if we get an enhanced, it'll probably be in like this area here. So there is a pretty solid chance that we'll be live tomorrow, depending on what happens. But this is a massive slight risk. Like, I would honestly be shocked, you know. I would be pretty stunned if we didn't get an enhanced risk with how large this slight risk is for tomorrow. It would be pretty surprising. And Kansas City could be under the gun for more severe weather tomorrow as well. I think Kansas City might be one of the places to watch for a greater tornado risk for tomorrow. So, something to watch for. Thank you, I am Jack, for the $5 super chat. Des Moines? I think Des Moines will be mostly wind, and it'll probably be around or just after midnight. I don't think there'll be much of a tornado risk there. back to live radar. Let's go to the tornado risk for today. This is the SPC outlook for the tornado threat. Again, I still think our greatest concern is probably going to be right in this area, but we could still see an isolated tornado or two outside of where I have that circle, so be mindful if you're back up near Des Moines, Omaha, Lincoln, that sort of thing. But I think our greatest concern will be there. We are watching for more storms to fire up back over west of Lincoln and Omaha. We'll see if those happen. If they do, we could see a full-blown windbag develop, and that could also produce an isolated tornado risk, but again, shouldn't be anything too crazy, I think. If anything did go crazy, it would probably be out of this activity. But we do have some little blimps kind of popping up north of York. Nothing absurd, but looks like we do at least have some convection bubbling there. So if anything can get going up there, we could see a tornado threat start to materialize or a wind threat. So what is happening in South Dakota right now? What in the world? We got like several couplets up here. This is, wow. We might get a tornado or two out of this. We got full-blown convergence, it looks like right now, back over southwest of Aberdeen in South Dakota. Maybe South Dakota was the chasing play today. Like, there's literally 3 couplets right now that all could produce tornadoes. This as of 3 minutes ago. I mean, NATOcast, I think, had this today. Let me double check. Bro, NATOcast literally show that. I mean, I don't know if this is the exact area, but it literally had a 3% tornado risk back up in South Dakota. And I honestly agree with this tornado risk a little bit more than the SBC today. I think it's a bit more reasonable. Waiting for the radar update. I mean, low-key, we might have a tornado somewhere here. There is like a CC drop kind of thing looking there, but I think it's just clear air. Yeah, it looks like clear air to me. Waiting for the velocities to update. How's it going, Sammy? NATOcast is underrated? They're not too shabby. I don't know if they're really that underrated. They can be, I mean, if you look at their past history, they are very hit or miss. Alright, that rotation has died on the latest scan. Still a little couplet near Chelsea. So, maybe something interesting happening up there in South Dakota. Nothing too absurd, though. Rain for Indiana tomorrow. I do think Indiana will see some rain in your future. I think we get a new tornado threat. It's probably going to be down here near Oldsburg in Westmoreland, Kansas. I think Corey Gherkin is going in that direction. Brandon Kopic has opted to go for the northern setup. Go back to Corey Gherkin first. Gotta see that little base beyond the trees. Wait for the trees to pass and we'll see if we can see anything. They're 50% accurate. Either they are right or wrong. I just saw a chat summary on Twitter. It's so random. You, I am for the $2 super chat. W means win. It's just abbreviation for win. A little base out there. Let's go back to Brandon Kopic. Brandon Kopic is driving through a monsoon in southeast Nebraska, just south of Beatrice. The sun is shining while rain completely dumps here in the Limor and Beatrice area. Might even be some hail out there, to be honest. It's like on the backside of the hail fort. Again, Brandon Kopic, he's on YouTube and also on the Radar Omega app. You can watch him in both places.
We're flipping around and going south.
Hey, the bear for becoming a 3-month member.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Alrighty. We do have a new tornado warning in Kansas. That is going to be for those in Pottawatomie County and Marshall County in Kansas. So if you are in this new tornado warning, seek shelter immediately, away from windows, lowest floor possible, and in an interior room of your home or building. This will eventually go towards the Onaga area, and also long-term Wetmore, Holton, and Horton would be in the track of this. So that is the area of circulation that we're looking at right now on this storm. pretty broad area. I mean, it's still a pretty broad area of circulation, but something we'll be watching for. See if it can kind of come together. Corey Gherkin, I believe, is the closest chaser to this. Possibly Ben Williams, too. We don't have a tracker on Ben Williams, but I think he's not too far behind this. So, keeping a close eye on him. But Corey is actually going to have a really good view of this, I think. We're going to go back to Corey again. This is Corey Gherkin. That's his view right now. He's not far from the storm. He's the closest chaser, from what I know, to the storm, at least on the chasers that we have.
Still a moo cows in the way.
The main location in this tornado warning is Fostoria, Kansas. Natalie, what county is that? Fort Riley. Is that a county, or is... There's Riley County, Kansas in a warning. That's all I see, though. Thank you, Sailing the Sky, for the $5 super chat. Nice. Thank you, Nathan, also for the super chat. Thank you again, I Am, for the $2 super chat.
Jeez.
Yeah, I think both Ben Williams and Corey Gherkin are going to be on the storm, so we have views from both of them on this tornado warning cell. Could get a photogenic tornado, we'll see. No CC drop or anything on the latest scan. We'll see what the velocities have in store for us, which this is the latest scan. I mean, again, just a large area of circulation. Nothing definitively on the ground, though. It's kind of on the leading edge here. But it will probably not be rain-wrapped, so once Corey gets out of this area here on 99, out of the precipitation, we'll probably have a better view of this. Do have another severe thunderstorm warning. This storm is racing to the northeast right now. Syracuse and to Kasuma are included in this new warning for quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds. The font is too small in the pop-up alerts. I'm going to turn up to 24 and see if that's better. Just turn it up a little bit. Wow, let's go to Brandon Kopic real quick, too. Brandon's on that northern storm. Brandon Kopic's view, look at that. On the skies back near Wymore, Nebraska right now.
Interesting.
How concerned should I be in central Iowa? I wouldn't be too concerned.
It's weirdly rotating. I'll take it. Not sure exactly what it's doing, but it
Should be mostly just wind.
Neat looking little area. Nice CG. It's weirdly rotating. Let's go just drive right underneath
Go back to live radar. It's the latest scan. Bro, what is even happening here? This is like so contaminated. Very heavily contaminated, but it is a storm that we're watching. It is the one that is tornado warning Kansas. Near Fostoria, moving eventually towards Wheaton. A Scudnado. That is probably what that just was. Thank you, Nathan, for the $4.99. Are you talking about the Whitman tornado? Talking about the Whitman tornado, that was like an EF3. But there was never like a public statement or anything like that made about that. Like, they never made a statement, which usually they don't. Alright, this is the storm that's tornado warned here. We got definitely a lowering. This is again Corey Gherkin. He's just northwest of Westmoreland, Kansas. He's not in a bad position on this tornado warning cell.
How do I deal with all the freaking chasers?
I think he's going to reposition a little bit more here. We're out of view here in a second. Just wait. Ben Williams, I believe, is also approaching this.
Oh my goodness, is there not another road? That wasn't even a road back there, that was a driveway.
After these trees, we'll see something. Hey, you Austin for the $5 super chat.
Warning.
You should be fine. Just stay alert. I mean, again, most of those storms will just be gusty winds at worst case scenario. I don't think we're going to see much severe weather down there. There's like a couple storms just southeast of Russell that are going in that direction. But again, just isolated damaging winds up to 60 should be the main concern. And we're gonna have a better view after these trees, so just hang in there. Thought it'd be a bit quicker.
Got a pretty large area rotation.
He has a very good view though of this tornado warning cell. Ben Williams also is like right behind him. We got two good views. Go to Ben Williams real quick. This is Ben Williams' view. A little bit laggy, a little bit of a low signal area, but right side, middle of your screen, right side of your screen.
Wow.
That will be the lowering
Look
that we
at
have.
that. Look at that storm. Tornado warning storm right up there.
Corey Gherkin, back to him. That's the wrong button. That's Brandon. This is Corey.
Man, there's no roads. Why?
It's a crazy looking storm.
You do this to me, Mother Nature?
There it is right there. Impressive supercell again, just north of Westmoreland in Kansas.
Right here. It's about as good as we're gonna get.
And this is tornado warned.
This is ridiculous. Goodness sakes.
Give me 1 second. I'm gonna try to refresh this real quick. I don't know if it's behind or not. There we go. All right, that should be better. I think it was behind by like a minute.
Channel 4.
Storm looks insane though. Look at the structure on this. It's crazy. Rotation isn't really that tight. It's still relatively broad. We can get past these random hills here in Kansas, which again, it's kind of surprising we even have hills out here, but there's tiny little hills here. If we can get past those, this is gonna be a crazy structure. Just from bottom to top.
Fudge sticks.
We're gonna go back to him in a second. This is again the storm that we're talking about, just north of Westmoreland, Kansas. And the circulation still not super strong. It's still relatively broad. It is moving in the direction of Wheaton and eventually going towards Havensville in the long term in Kansas. This is mostly moving eastbound, but this is the storm. If we get a tornado, it'd probably come out of this one. It is pretty, not really discreet, but it's on the southern side of this line, and it's more favorable for a tornado. So this is the storm that we're really watching for right now.
On the east side of the road.
Wrapping around these mesocyclones.
Ben
There's not
Williams,
enough,
he's on the same storm.
Wind shear to kind of vent it away.
Not sure if we're going to see anything clear right on the
That's
little
why
hill
we're
here.
seeing such rain-wrapped storms.
I have a better view right here. A little bit of a view right there on the right side of your screen. That's the leading edge.
No, and this road up here is in the middle of a valley, guys, so I don't think I'm going to go on this one.
Go back to Corey Gherkin. Corey Gherkin is currently positioning. We'll go back to him once he has a view of it. Here's the latest radar scan. This is the circulation that we're looking at right now. And these are your winds going towards the radar, winds going away from the radar. I think Corey just pulled over. We'll go to him. Should have a view here in just a second.
Skirt.
Definitely has a shelf look to it.
Well, JK,
A little bit of a
can't see
shelf
nothing
look
here
there.
either. Good lord.
Middle of your screen now. We have a shelf cloud.
Cloud. It's coming
Often
right up this
confused for a
way.
wall
Just trying
cloud.
to find a spot with a view.
How's it going, John? I'm back.
This will do.
Have a good night, Kim.
Make sure I don't miss it.
Wow. Gonna have a crazy view here in a second on the left side of your screen in a moment.
Back
Look at that right there. That is the storm that we're talking about.
That's probably gonna produce your
Got a wall cloud there on the left, it looks like. Yeah, we got a wall cloud, got a double shelf cloud. Wow.
Just barely got it on camera.
Hey, Poland for the $2 super chat. Should be mostly wind. And that'll be mostly tomorrow. A little bit of lightning there as well. Got a bit of a lowering there in the middle. Rotation again, bottom right of your screen. That's what the velocities look like. So again, gonna be approaching Wheaton, Kansas next. It is north of Manhattan. Not a really organized supercell, but it's definitely gonna be trying as this moves east.
I can't get back in the car.
It looks like we do have a bowl lowering, though, on this, to some extent. I think Ben Williams is going in this direction. Yeah, Ben's gonna have a view of this, too. He's a little bit closer. I'm gonna go to Ben probably in a second. Just a little blurry right now. Oh, look at this. This is Ben Williams. He actually might have a tornado.
There it is. Trying to tornado.
All right, at least a funnel. Look at that right there in the middle.
Right there. Let me back up here.
That's either crazy,
That's probably a tornado.
scary-looking clouds, or that is a tornado, or at least some sort of funnel.
Look at
That looks like a tornado. That looks like a relatively
that. Probably a tornado on the ground.
large tornado on. Or it's just a large lowering, at least a... I mean, Corey thinks it's a tornado, too. That does look like a tornado. It is spinning. I was trying to look to see if it was just SLC, but that does look like a tornado. Currently just north of Westmoreland in Kansas.
I think that's a tornado,
Wheaton.
guys. Looks like we got a tornado on the ground.
It looks more like just a funnel again. Large lowering. It's going to be approaching Wheaton, Kansas. Again,
Looks
if you
like
are in Pottawatomie or Marshall counties in Kansas, and if you're in the pink
like we have a
polygon, seek
tornado.
shelter, just north of Westmoreland, Kansas.
I cannot confirm ground circulation.
That
but
still looks
was
like it might be on the
rotating
ground.
and it
It's,
looked
again,
low
hard to
enough
tell we're
that I
distant,
think
but...
it probably was. It still may be on the ground. It looks like it's weakening a bit.
Wow.
Looks like
Yeah,
it's
that
getting
is a
wrapped
tornado
up.
in the middle of your
Weakening
screen.
a bit.
Moving in the direction of Wheaton. You look at the velocities, bottom right of your screen. I think this is it right here. The thing I have my cursor over, I think that would be it right there. It looks like it might have already occluded.
I think it's lifting. It's lifting now. I'm glad we got that vantage point when we did, guys.
I think Corey still has a view of this too. Let me go back to Corey. Corey had a view of the tornado as well. I want to go back to Ben though. Ben still has a pretty good view of the storm in general.
I can still see the funnel in there, but it's really weakened.
Why is there no tornado on the ground warning? Probably, I mean, the National Weather Service doesn't always get that information immediately. I don't think it's on the ground anymore. I think it already lifted. just from what we're seeing. I think it was just a quick tornado. We might have another one developing, though, honestly. Just looking at radar. We might have something else trying to develop just west of Blaine. That thing is becoming rain-wrapped, though. You can barely see that circulation anymore.
All right, guys, it's getting
Big
wrapped
W in
up
the chat
in
from
there.
Ben Williams.
But we got it. We got a tornado. Let's
Absolute
go.
stallion of a storm chaser here. Yeah, and he's on YouTube Live. You can go subscribe to him. The link is in the description. Very last link for the storm chasers. First stream that we've ever had Ben on. Without Connor.
Guys, I think that
And
was
he
a
intercepts
tornado.
a tornado. Crazy.
All right, we're going to get back in position. It's really wrapped up in there, and I'm not 100%.
I'm like 99% sure that
tornado,
probably
but
at
I've
least
seen
touched
enough
down once.
tornadoes.
May have been a
And
brief
when they're-
tornado,
when
but I'm
they're
pretty sure there was
80%
definitely a tornado there. This is the latest velocity scan. What I was trying to show you is that our tornado that we just saw, or at least that lowering, was likely that. And then, if you kind of see, it kind of occludes. It might be trying to go again. So we're kind of watching this area here. It's predominantly just rain-wrapped, but we could have another tornado try to develop here, just to the west of Wheaton. So definitely something to watch for. We're going to go back to Corey Gherkin again. He's on this storm too. That's what his view looks like. He's right in front of this tornado warning cell as well. Is that a Timu-nado? Is that what we're gonna call it? Timu-nado? Timu-nado here of Kansas.
Now we can't see squat. I'm in danger.
Yeah, to me that looked like it was on the ground for sure. Again, it was likely very brief. Like, it didn't look like it was on the ground much. It was probably just a non-condensed tornado.
Posting a picture on Twitter, guys. I know, can't see it the best. Can't get a
Haircut
good
goes
view
hard. Thank you.
due to these roads, but I posted a quick picture on Twitter.
Hey, this is
guys.
a moment ago from Ben Williams. That right there. Let me full cam this. This is a moment ago if you're just tuning in. Again, we're pretty sure if this wasn't on the ground, it was at least extremely close to being on the ground. But yeah. What is Ben Williams' Twitter handle, dude? I'm trying to post something on Twitter. Anybody know what Ben Williams' Twitter handle is? Oh, it's right here. Never mind, I got it. I'm retweeting that photo if you want to check it out on Twitter, at MaxVelocityWX. I think Corey Gherkin also had a view of it. Yeah, Corey Gherkin also had the same view, basically, of that tornado. Both of them right on it. This is the latest radar scan, and we're still watching for a tornado potential. There is still some circulation. We could get another tornado. If we get another one, it's gonna more than likely be rain-wrapped, moving in the direction of Wheaton. The storm itself not moving super fast, so let's wait and see what happens there. Still have a couple other severe storms. We got some back over southeast of Lincoln, predominantly just wind and hail. Nothing really far beyond that. And then back over to the southeast of Russell in Kansas, there's also just some wind right now near Ellsworth. But again, nothing really out of the ordinary there. I'm going to go back to Corey. Corey still has a crazy view of this storm. That's not the view. It'll load in here in a second. Maybe not. Might be a low signal area. All right, we'll go back to him in a second. Well, that was crazy. Who would have thought we'd had a tornado just like that? Thank you, So Try, for the $2 super chat. Should be mostly wind and hail tomorrow. Isolated tornado threat in Evansville, Indiana. That was a crazy view. I was shocked how quickly that all happened. I mean, like, none of us thought there was even a tornado, and all of a sudden, huge bowl lowering. Crazy. Check your fade for a CC drop, guys. Please. My haircut is not that bad. Might not be great, but it's not that bad. Corey Girk installs a view of this Supercell. I think the rotation's broadened out for the time being. If we have a tornado, it's gonna be buried in that rain. Let go.
This is an urgent alert. A tornado is on the ground. Seek shelter immediately.
Alright. This warning was just upgraded. It is now upgraded to observed. Again, I don't know if it's still on the ground. At least, you know, a few minutes ago it was on the ground. But they have upgraded the warning to observed for Pottawatomie County and as well as Marshall counties in Kansas. So if you are in this warning, make sure that you're in your safe place. Confirmed tornado is located near Blaine, Kansas. This was observed 7 minutes ago, so it was probably that brief tornado that we just saw. It lasted for about 5 minutes, so it probably isn't on the ground anymore, but we could see another one develop out of this. So between 7:25 to 7:30 is the ETA on this being on the ground. So if you are in this particular warning, make sure that you're definitely getting to your safe place, as this has been now a confirmed tornado near Blaine, Kansas, which is right here just to the north of Westmoreland in Kansas. And again, this is currently barreling to the east. I'm gonna go back to Ben Williams. I think he might go for another crazy intercept.
Now
That I think was
look at this
the first
storm.
one to spot it. I could be
Wow.
wrong, but he was definitely there.
What a
And
monster!
Ben Williams, he is
Supercell
live on
here.
YouTube as well. Definitely go subscribe to him. Link is in the description. Tell him that I sent you.
All right.
Pretty good
All
view
right, I
here of
think I
this
gotta
tornado
get
we're in
back
cell
in
right now.
position. I got
See
a
if he
little
gets
time
another
line
tornado here or
chasing.
not.
That's not great.
How's it going, Cindy?
Or we
Welcome
could
back.
just sit here and wait. Too.
This is what happens when Max eats at Culver's. I haven't had Culver's in like
I don't know if I want to risk this
3
road
days.
here.
It's been a little while. I think it's been 3 days. Maybe it's been sooner. I don't know. I haven't had cheese curds though from Culver's in like 3 or 4 weeks. It's been a while. Link for Ben, it's in the description. It's like very bottom of the storm
We got
chaser
a pretty
list.
big time
We have a whole
Supercell
list
here,
of storm
guys.
chasers in the description. We now have 10
I'm
storm
gonna go ahead and
chasers
get
that
it.
we can use on the stream. It's getting pretty.
It's
pretty
moving
big,
at me. I
pretty
just
big
don't have
number.
any good roads here.
I think we have 3 out there today. We got Brandon Kopic, Ben Williams,
There is a
and
new
Corey Gerken.
rotation forming south, so I am gonna go ahead and get south. Thanks everyone for tuning in, and thank you Max Velocity for the
Thanks, so try. Appreciate
shout-outs.
that. Thank you for the super chat.
I appreciate it, man.
All right, Ben's gonna reposition here.
Also, thank you Connor for shouting me out earlier today. All right, guys, there's our wow. Look at that
Storm structure going
Wow, look at
crazy.
that storm, guys. This thing could produce another tornado. Any
And if we
second
have a
now.
tornado still, it is rain wrapped. We cannot currently see it. One thing I'm going to point out to you though on
It is
radar
rotating back.
is that this storm in particular is becoming a hailstorm as well. We got a hail core right now heading right towards 99. It's going to be eventually going in the direction of Wheaton. The rotation itself has become very kind of just, I don't know, it just doesn't look impressive. It's become very disorganized, but we could see something to redevelop here near Wheaton. It is still relatively discreet when it comes to at least being on the southern side of this area of storms, so we could see another tornado develop down here somewhere as that moves towards Onaga, which is just to the north of Westmoreland. So that's what we're looking at right now. And this
Dude, my
is still
stream
well to
phone
the
is,
north
like,
of
gonna
Manhattan.
die.
It is not
My
on
stream
track
phone's
for
gonna
Kansas
die.
City,
My
but
stream
we are
phone's
still
gonna die
watching
in,
for
like,
storms
30 or
going in that
40
direction
minutes,
later this evening.
I might have to
Predominantly a wind
unplug my
threat over
booster
there.
for like a tiny bit to charge my stream.
We had a
phone,
tornado
but
on this
if we have to
10
do
minutes
that,
ago.
so
You
be
can go
it.
back 10 minutes in the live stream and see it. This is now what the storm looks like. It looks like a
Can't.
beast.
I gotta find a pullover spot. I got one up here.
But main location is Fostoria in Blaine in Kansas. 320 people included in the warning. Go back to Corey, low signal. I think they both have low signal. There's another view, though, of the structure of this. Go back to them in a moment once they come back. Yeah, this was observed at 7:25, so 11 minutes ago. Which means we should probably change over to the tornado on the ground thing. Forgot about that. Thank you, Maddie, for the 199 super chat. I think Ben is saying that there's rapid rotation right
Rotation. It's gonna try to put down another one here.
now. Right there in the middle of your screen.
It's gonna try to put
There's
down
definitely
another
rotation
one.
right there. There's a tornado developing. It'll be right in front of Ben.
It's getting really rain wrapped though, so we'll see. We'll see if it can do it.
Look at all that rising scud too. This thing's quickly coming together. This might organize pretty quick and drop another tornado.
Lots of rotation here. Big time rotation here.
It's definitely spinning. See if it drops anything. Look at that thing spin. A lot of rising scud, too.
Guys, this thing is gearing up again. Guys, this thing is gearing up again. Thank you, Max Velocity, for sending everyone over here. This thing could be gearing up here.
This thing's kind of... I mean, it's spinning a ton right now. It's a lot of rising motion. It's definitely spinning. See if it drops anything. I mean, the storm's becoming more organized on radar, too. It looks like it almost has an inflow developing, too. Right over near Blaine. Again, this is Ben Williams. He's on YouTube as well. You can subscribe to him. Links in the description.
Tons of lightning.
It's definitely spinning, though. Radar has a large, broad area of circulation. Debatably the strongest circulation that we've seen on this particular storm.
Got a lot of upward motion here in the forward flank.
Just look at all that rising motion. It's organizing pretty quickly here. It's become a legit supercell. I mean, before it kind of looked whatever. Now it's become more legit.
Got a lot of motion in the forward flank.
Just north of Manhattan in Kansas. Again, approaching Wheaton, Kansas. Near Blaine is where this storm is currently located.
Might be rain wrapped back
Big CG right there, too.
It might be trying right in front of us. Here we go. Maybe. Can't tell if it's rotating or not. Lots of motion in front of us. Here we go, guys. It's moving right at me. Yeah, it's trying right there.
This is scary. This is pretty crazy. Look at this in real time.
It's trying right in front of us.
The storm is really trying. It might literally drop in front of him.
Oh.
Like if we get a tornado, it might drop right in front of his car. I mean, that area right there on the middle right of your screen, that's where I'm looking. It's bonkers. We are right in front of this.
All these chasers here just watching this thing. We got a great view.
Thank you, Keith, for the $4.99. Appreciate that. Welcome back.
Do it again. Come on. Thankfully, we're in a sparsely populated area. That's the good news here.
If this doesn't drop a tornado, this is at least insane to say the least.
Wow, look at that upward motion.
This is just crazy.
Look at that upward motion, guys. If you haven't subbed to the stream, haven't subbed to the channel, haven't liked the stream, go ahead. I appreciate it a lot. We're about to get another nadir here, I think. Crazy motion.
I mean, like,
I think my super chats
shocked it hasn't
are
really
on.
formed like a wall or anything like that yet.
If you want to support the channel, I also got some links in the bio. What's
Waiting
up,
for
everybody?
velocities to update. I'll show you the velocities radar in a second.
Oh man, it's rotating hard, dude. It's gonna try.
It broadened on the latest scan. This is what it looks like on velocities right now. It's just, again, a strong area of circulation, but it's relatively broad. A lot of gray in between, but look at that hook.
Oh my gosh.
It might go crazy.
Thank you, Need to Burn. That's my first ever super chat on this
Apparently
channel.
Ben just got his first super chat of all time.
Thank you, Need to
Big
Burn.
W.
First ever super chat.
I didn't even know he was monetized.
Okay, it's looking a little bit, the rotation is looking a little bit less now, but it's still rotating real hard. I still think it can do it. Look at that motion right in front of us,
this is the tornado
guys.
itself. You're just tuning in north
Look at that
of
motion
Westmoreland,
right there.
Kansas.
Could be back in the rain.
A lot of rising motion. Definitely some spin up there aloft. Nothing on the ground yet.
Oh my
Again,
gosh,
it did
another
produce
one.
a brief
Super chat number
tornado,
2, super chat
or
number
likely
3.
tornado
Thanks,
about
guys, so
15
much.
minutes ago.
Appreciate it. Appreciate the support.
It is still an observed
I just got
tornado warning
monetized,
for
so
4 more minutes.
I just now
They'll
implemented
probably issue a new tornado
super
warning here in a
chats.
moment.
It's really wrapping up. I want to get east and get back out ahead of it, but I don't want it to produce like right in front of me, which it might actually be.
How is it not dropping? I'm shocked. I honestly thought it might drop pretty quickly. It's
Here we go. We're about to get the big time rain.
and there's still a lot of rising motion, just nothing really
Guys, it's trying, man.
spinning or coming down to the ground right now.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
All right, brand new tornado warning. That is for Wheaton, Onaga as well included in this warning. This is for Potawatomi, Nemaha, and Marshall counties in Kansas. If you are in this pink polygon, seek shelter immediately, away from windows, lowest floor possible, and in an interior room of your home or building. Again, this is moving eastbound at about 20 to 25 miles per hour. Again, velocities getting kind of rain-wrapped. And again, Ben Williams is right on the storm right now.
Sit here, but I think we're just gonna sit here and I think we're gonna let it come right on top of us, guys.
After saying that, about 10 people just super
close. Look at that, right in front of me. It's look at that, rapping
right,
hard, right in front of me.
That's what we're looking at right now live.
Oh my gosh! Another
Still trying to spin. It's gonna be like right over Ben's head here in a second.
$2. I'll answer them all.
That's actually spinning more now. You can see it. Look at that. It's actually spinning right there.
Man, we're rapping hard here. Here we go. It's right here, right on top of us. It's trying a tornado, just drop them.
It's trying to come together right now.
Right on top
We have a
of us.
destructive severe thunderstorm warning now for McPherson County in Kansas as well. I feel like this hasn't moved in like 5 minutes, honestly. It's still trying. Got a little tightening right over Blaine,
right there.
too.
It's been
on
trying at
velocities.
Nader. Oh my gosh, Jill Johnson,
Kansas.
thank you for the $10.
Thank you, King, for the super chat. Thank you, Lorraine, for becoming a 4-month member.
Here we go. We're getting big time easterlies. Big time northeasterlies here. We're to the north of the circulation. We're getting big time northeasterlies. And these rain curtains are really wrapping hard here. Leaves flying. Got a lot of inflow.
Bottom right of your screen here, McPherson,
I don't know
Kansas.
how it's
That is
not
where this
producing a
destructive
tornado, but we
severe
got a lot
thunderstorm
of
warning is
inflow
for 80
here.
mile per hour winds. Moving east towards Canton, Hillsboro, north of Newton in Kansas.
We go, we're
Again,
right
what
here.
we're looking at right now on your screen
winds are
is the
whipping.
tornado warning cell north of Westmoreland. It was on the ground at one point. It is still trying to drop.
It's trying to produce. Yeah, I think we got some rotation in there. Look at that. We maybe have a little funnel there in the middle. See that? We got a little
That might do
funnel
it
in there.
too, right there. It's
Thank you,
a lot of scud. That's a funnel, though. That might
Guys, we
drop
got
a tornado
funnel
here in a
middle.
second. There's
It's
definitely a funnel
rotating
cloud right there.
Wrapping hard.
Approaching, again, this is near Blaine, Kansas.
Here we go. Hopefully it's not on top of me. Wrapping rain. It's getting crazy here. That's what we like to do. Getting crazy. I think we did have a brief funnel, guys. It was definitely rotating.
This thing is really trying. There's just a huge area of rising scud.
Intense rotation here. We're as close as
A lot of spin. Seems like we have at least a couple vortices spinning.
I'm gonna have to move in
Nuts
just
how
a minute.
closest has been to dropping.
I'm actually gonna point the car a little bit more this way. I'm getting about 50 mile an hour winds here. I'm getting about 50 mile an hour winds here. Thank you for the super chats, guys. If I don't get to them, I'm a little off.
We're gonna go back to Ben in a second. This is what we're looking at again right now on live radar. And velocities are the strongest right over near Highway 16 near Blaine. The rotation is becoming a little bit more rain-wrapped, so we'll see what happens with Ben here over the next few minutes. But again, this storm was pretty organized a moment ago. Has become a little bit less organized, a little bit of a little updraft, it looks like, developed just out in front of this. But we do have an inflow still trying to go into the storm. We still got a little bit of a hook shape to it. Could still drop a tornado. We had a tornado like literally 15-20 minutes ago now, and it looked way worse than this. So very possible that this storm does produce something. If not, it is possibly already on the ground. So make sure that you're in your safe place if you are in this tornado warning. For reference, this is north of Manhattan, Kansas, and north of Westmoreland. All right, so it's Wheaton is the main location in this warning. Back
Guys,
to Ben. Ben again is
I
right on this
apologize
storm.
About the autofocus, it's been messed up all day. I don't know.
There
how to
have been
fix it.
funnel clouds reported on this,
Man, all right.
both from Ben and
We're
deep
gonna go
other
ahead
chasers too.
Get back up on this thing. Look at those rain curtains just flying. Look at that. Look at that storm.
Probably gonna lose connection just a little bit with Ben. We'll go back to here for now. Is Corey Gherkin back? I think Corey Gherkin is having signal issues right now. Yeah, he's having signal issues. It's the latest scan. We got a little bit of spin south of Blaine. That might be where we're looking now. So south of Blaine, still got an inflow going into the storm. This will be where we're watching. It looks like it's going to try to reorganize. We got a little updraft that developed. It's kind of merging into the storm. Could see this go a bit crazier as this moves towards Wheaton. Definitely have a little hook shape now developing on this and an inflow. So it looks a little bit healthier than before. It's definitely trying to come together. Ben still has a view of this right now. Yeah,
Oh,
near
intense. I'm getting
Wheaton,
blasted
Kansas.
with the rain. This storm's moving real slow. We're in a good spot here. It hasn't got too rain wrapped. Sorry, the inside of my windshield has got a bunch of water in it. Sorry, guys.
Corey just came
I
back.
opened
We'll
my
keep close
windows
on him too.
and all the water came in here. I'm not sure, but that might be a pretty it's a pretty broad circulation. But there could be something tornadic there. Let me clean my window a little bit better. Sorry about that.
Bro, who's pre-rating in the chat when a tornado hasn't even happened yet?
I might have to.
What?
I don't know if I follow it south.
Other than the
here
first one, but that first one was probably just brief.
or what's the play?
This is the latest radar scan. Velocities are still kind of becoming less organized. It's decoupling a little bit just southwest of Wheaton. We still have an inflow. Still got a hook. I mean, this definitely, it looks more organized than before. It might just take a little bit of time, but this thing could still go crazy. So we'll keep a close eye on it. For the time being, it is no longer on the ground. It is back down to a normal tornado warning. Near Wheaton, Kansas, just north of Westmoreland. Just checking to see if we have anything on Twitter. This is from Hunter Hurley. Look at this. That's a view of this storm not long ago. Just, again, unbelievable structure. Wow. Look at this. This is insane. This is from Corey Gherkin. Dude, that is literally structure of the year. Holy bananas. Oh my, I didn't think I'd see. He said like, "Oh my god," on my other audio thing. I was like, he's probably just saying that because he had low signal. This is insane. Like, wow, unreal.
Where's the radio?
That just looks fake. Like, I'm gonna be honest, doesn't even look real. It looks like way too perfect. That is insane.
How did you go?
This is on the tornado warned cell. Oh, Corey, whenever he posts that, I'm definitely retweeting that. That is insane.
I think I'll get back in now.
Ben is also reporting that there is a lowering. We're gonna go back to him in a second. Dude, I mean, wow. I have to get water. Be back in 2 seconds. Forgot to bring my water jug in here. You guys are currently looking at a really impressive structure, and also my face cam decided to go blurry. Nice. Maybe it'll refocus. Maybe not. Bruh. this face cam. There we go. All right.
Guys, this is just freaking incredible. There's a big lowering over there.
By the way, Corey Gherkin's also on YouTube. You can watch him as well.
What is going on over here? Zoom.
Just crazy view of this storm. Looks like a little lowering too.
Watching you.
I mean, man, that's just unbelievable structure. I did not think that was going to be happening this stream.
You gotta be kidding me right now.
I'm speechless. I mean, it's just so circular. It's unbelievable. It's literally
I don't know what to say
insane.
right now, guys. This is just absolutely amazing. Kicks, thank you for the super
Rotation
chat.
is still somewhat broad. It's not tightened yet, so we still don't have anything confirmed. And the tornado warning that we currently have is just north of Westmoreland in Kansas. Needs to be sold and to be in a textbook. I agree. It's like a textbook type structure. This mesocyclone is just insane, bro. Hunter Hurley has an even more insane photo. That's Hunter Hurley's view.
I move now.
I mean, dude, that is insane. This mesocyclone is possibly one of the most insane I've ever seen. Look at this. I mean, it just looks scary as all can be here in Kansas. I am in awe.
That way, 3 miles, Jiminy. Seen a lot closer than that.
Ooh, what a thunk. Look at Ben Williams, by the way. Let's go back to him real quick. Ben Williams, near the RFD surge. He's near the hook of this storm where there could be a tornado. He's like
I'm gonna
in it,
plug my
basically,
soul
almost.
booster so I can charge my stream
Wind
phone
is
and
very
hopefully
strong
I don't
here
regret
inside
doing
of the
that.
storm.
And hopefully I don't lose connection. We are
Yeah,
shaking.
a little bit of a
here.
low signal area. It is a little bit
Shaking like
blurry.
crazy. Cars shaking. Wow.
We're gonna stay on him for a second. See, it's still trying to come together there in the middle left of your screen. Yeah, this is near Wheaton, Kansas right now, where this is all happening. So what it looks like on live radar. And a little bit of spin still. It's not really too impressive. We still have an inflow, though. Still got the hook. And this could still produce a tornado as it moves east. It is currently, again, near Wheaton in Kansas. Quite literally
All right, I'm
an
gonna get back ahead
unbelievable
of it.
supercell. Look how windy it is right now.
Guys, I had to
See the
unplug
wind
my
with
cell
the
booster
grass
so I
or
could
whatever
plug
that
my
is.
stream
Maybe tall
phone.
grass or bushes in the middle or
Or I
bottom,
could plug
bottom
in
of
my
your screen is
stream
what I
phone
meant.
so my stream phone doesn't die. That's most important. But
Very strong wind, though. At least
my
damaging
gosh, it's
winds
going
around
nuts
60 or
right
70
here.
would be my guess. Going to be
Wow.
going right into Wheaton, Kansas.
this storm is going bonkers,
The rotation's
guys.
literally right above his head.
Right, literally right above me.
It is spinning above his head right now.
Wow. Does that mesocyclone get a little closer to me? I'm wondering, guys.
Now, Hunter's photo is the
No,
definition
the
of insane.
circulation is to my south, but it's almost right above me. Dude, that is rapping. It wants to produce a tornado so bad. It just ain't doing it. It's trying, guys. It's trying. Right now it looks a little loosey-goosey on radar. But
Go
man,
back to
that motion
Corey real
tight.
quick. This is Corey's view. Corey still has an incredible view right now of the Supercell, but Ben is literally
Look
in
at
it.
that motion.
Ben is where there would be a tornado if we had one.
That's very.
There's
very
still
close.
one trying to
I
develop
think
right
it's
there in the
about
middle of
to
your
produce a
screen
tornado
right there. It
in
is
front of us.
spinning.
Oh wow, it's trying.
It is definitely spinning right there.
It's trying, guys. It's trying to produce right there in front of us.
This thing is just non-stop spinning.
Look at that. Rapid rotation.
It's gonna probably
in front-
move out of the way in case this
rotation
does
in front of
drop.
me.
Velocities on radar do not look very impressive, but I mean, this
tornado
thing's been
any second.
spinning the entire time.
Oh man, almost. Looks like it weakened a bit. Almost had a tornado right there.
Has not had much success forming
Almost
since
had
that
a
first
tornado in
tornado,
front of
from
me.
what we know. We haven't seen another one.
It's gonna keep trying. I'm gonna maybe move just a bit east here. Guys, yeah, this storm is luckily in a pretty rural area. So
Somebody said,
hopefully
"Is
we
this
don't have
fake
to
on Twitter?"
worry about people getting impacted, but look at that.
I kind of thought the same
mesocyclone,
thing when I
guys.
first saw it. I'm like, "There's no way that's
And
real."
here we go.
but
We're having the
storm structure was just insane.
dude. It was. I mean, it was that close to producing a.
Wow.
What could have been
You're gonna
a
see this in a
strong
second. Look at that
tornado
CG
right
right there.
The rotation was pretty
Boom.
strong there.
Big CG strike.
Definitely kind of weakened. It looks like it just.
And a bit
tried
of a
to
low
go
signal
and
area. It's gonna be a little bit blurry, but we'll go back to him in a second. Going back, I'm gonna go back to Corey again, too. We gotta. Corey came back for a brief second. I don't know if it's gonna refresh or not. It might take a second to refresh. You're gonna see a new view of that storm structure in a second. We'll give it a second. And this is the tornado-warned cell right now in Kansas. It has become a little bit less organized over the last few minutes. It just does not look as impressive, but it still has an insane structure. Could still produce a tornado. Velocity is becoming a little bit weaker over the last few scans, but still watching to see if this does produce a tornado. Again, it's on path for Holton and Wetmore in Kansas. We do have some storms that are trying to initiate west of Omaha. These will be mostly a wind threat, but we could see an isolated tornado develop out of that. And then back near McPherson, Kansas, we have a wind gust of 80 miles per hour and another one reported of 80 miles per hour in McPherson from these storms that are going eventually in the direction of Newton. And also Hillsborough and Marion, really the main locations included in the path of that. So yeah, that's what we're looking at right now. Let me go back to Corey. He should come back in a second. I might have to refresh him. Give me 1 second. Corey has a crazy view again of this structure. There you go. That's again the structure on this mesocyclone near Wheaton, Kansas right now. It's quite literally insane. And Corey Kirkin, you can also see him on the Radar Omega app with the top link in the description below on iOS and Android. Multiple other chasers, by the way, that are inside the app. In addition to that, you can also see him on YouTube, link in the description.
Which doesn't seem to want to happen here.
Another CG there on the right side of your screen. The new day one outlook for the tornado threat has been confined a little bit. So our 5% tornado risk is mostly, again, it's still in 4 states, but it's a bit smaller. Omaha into a 2% tornado risk now. And the tornado threat has also dropped a little bit further down to the south. So minor updates, but a couple of things to point out there.
Yeet.
So Corey has some sort of view there of a lowering, maybe? Why is he driving away from it? Well, that's what you do when you're trying to reposition. You don't want to get caught by the storm. You want to try to get out in front of it. That's what he's doing. Still got some spin right now south of Wheaton. And if we get a tornado, it would be right about there. Still a little bit of spin there. Currently moving east. They're both in low signal areas, by the way. I'll go back to them in a second. Alright, well, we have a quick second. Thank you, Connor, for the $5 super chat. Plane season has awoken. Thank you, Dakota, for becoming a 3-month member. Thank you, Shroom for becoming a 6-month member. Holy bananas. Thank you, Cheryl, for the $10 super chat. I appreciate that. And thank you for the generosity. Thank you to anybody that super chatted, become a member, donated, anything like that. Do appreciate your support. Gonna go back to Ben. Ben Williams is still near that lowering.
It's really
that we
weak.
Did have.
It's still
like, a little bit blurry. He is in a low signal area, but
we might want to go south just a tad out of Wheaton and then go. For now,
go back to Corey as well in a second.
All right,
Corey has a pretty gnarly view of this storm. That's it right there. That is not it. Camera's gonna come back in a second. Give it a second. Thank you, Anna, also for becoming a 1-month member. We're gonna go back to Corey. Corey's gonna have a view of the storm in a second. Crazy mesocyclone. Wow. Just unbelievable. I mean, seriously, this is just insane. Look at that inflow tail on the right side of your screen. Crazy inflow right there.
Guys, this is just incredible.
I mean, if we have a tornado, it's right over the town of Wheaton, pretty much. It would be just south of Wheaton, right over the town. Nothing confirmed at this point. That's where the main area of rotation is. This thing is just a beast. Thank you, Cat, for the $9.99 super chat. I've said structure of the year probably 3 or 4 times this year. And, yeah, this one, I think, tops all of them. The inflow tail just goes crazy. Thank you, Tyler, for the very generous $49.99 super chat. Appreciate the generosity. I really do appreciate that, and thank you for your generosity. Put some hearts in the chat for Tyler with a very generous $49.99 super chat. Look at that inflow tail, though, on the right side of your screen. Corey has a view right in the middle, too. Right there in the middle. That's where the lowering is. He might have just lost signal. Nope, came back. For whatever reason, service gets bad in a couple spots. I think he's going to come back in a second.
It's so bumpy.
It's back to Ben Williams. He's right next to the lowering on this storm. And they're all in the same tornado-warned cell. There's only one. It's the one near Wheaton, Kansas. It's moving very slowly. Eventually going towards Havensville, Kansas.
I just got my booster, guys. This is the first stream.
It's a very
with my
slow-moving storm.
By like 50%. Like it is really pretty well. So you can still see the mesocyclone.
Back to Corey. Should come back into focus in a second. Thank you, Mike, for the 5 gifted members. Appreciate that. If you got a gifted membership, make sure to thank Mike in the chat. Appreciate the generosity. Oh my goodness, just crazy. And this is Corey Gherkin. He's also on YouTube. Link in the description. He's also on Radar Omega. You can download Radar Omega with the top link in the description below. Watch chasers inside the app like Corey Gherkin and Brandon Kopic. Vince Walty's also inside the app.
Classic Supercell.
Ben Williams thinks the tornado threat on the storm is dying. I don't disagree. I haven't seen anything that really looks like it's going to produce here in a second. But dude, the structure is just unbelievable. There's no other way to put it. Unbelievable. All right, I'm going to take a quick 60-second break. I'll keep it on, Corey. Be right back. Stay tuned.
Alright, try to get a little bit ahead of it so we can get some freaking signal. Here the inflow is still 88 degrees and just freaking muggy. Yeet.
All right. Thank you, Kat, also for the $9.99 super chat. I don't know if I missed that. Thank you. Here's what it looks like on radar right now. Again, it is a tornado-warned cell. The velocities currently are looking really messy. I'm not seeing anything that looks organized anymore. I think the tornado threat right now is definitely lowered compared to before, but we are still going to watch this storm closely as it does move to the east. It is really the main storm. If we get a tornado, it would probably come out of this still. We'll have to watch this initiation, or this like little convective area north of Manhattan and west of Manhattan too. Might get something out of that. Mostly a wind threat behind all of this activity. I'm not expecting much of a tornado risk there. We are also watching storms that are now firing up west of Omaha. It is a question mark whether these will upscale into anything more than just a wind threat. Right now, we're more concerned about wind here, but we could still get an isolated tornado. We'll have to wait and see what happens there. It does not look like anything is imminent that is super concerning. We also do have a new destructive severe thunderstorm warning for Marion County, Kansas for damaging winds up to 80 miles per hour. That is approaching Hillsborough, Marion, and Lincolnville. We do have a live camera in Burlington, Kansas on the Radar Omega app. And again, you can download Radar Omega with the top link in the description below. They are sponsoring today's stream. It is a fantastic weather app with tons of features like these live cameras, live storm chasers, radar, everything that you need basically, only for $8.99 on iOS and Android. Definitely recommend you check it out. Top link in the description below. I'm gonna go back to Corey again. And Corey again just has an unbelievable view of this. Rotation might be trying to tighten up again near Wheaton. I mean, it's trying a little bit bottom right of your screen, maybe. Only one scan, but it might be trying again. Thank you also, Loggy Frog, for becoming a 4-month member. Thank you to Zone Studios for the 10 gifted members. Appreciate that a lot. If you got a gifted membership, make sure to thank Zone in the chat. And I appreciate your generosity. Thank you. Ben Williams has gained 300 subscribers today. If you haven't already, make sure to go subscribe to Ben Williams. Link at the very bottom of the description. Try to get him to 3,000 subscribers. Also, make sure to go subscribe to Corey Gergen, too. He has a crazy view of this. Again, this is Corey Gergen here. He's just absolutely dominating. Unbelievable. Unbelievable structure. Thank you, Lady T, for becoming a 1-month member.
Find a spot in here.
Appreciate that. We do have a view of the lowering there. A little bit of the lowering. Still a big inflow going into the storm. Velocities on the latest scan still broad near Wheaton, bottom right of your screen. Corey's about to get a photo and post it to Twitter, and I'm going to retweet that. If he does. Getting tired of storms. Okay. We haven't really talked much about storms recently. It's been pretty quiet the last few weeks. gotta say, this has been a pretty exciting 2-hour stream so far. I mean, it's been kind of crazy, to be honest. I don't know what just happened. You were the player thing, but this is pretty crazy.
That's classic Supercell, guys. Got the massive.
Go watch something else then. I mean, I guess if you're not interested in storms, I guess go watch something else. I mean, we're not talking about snow here, so I hate to break it to you, but this is not a winter storm that's happening. Even though I kind of wish it was. I wish it was that kind of year or time of the year. We have a damage report just south of McPherson. Train spotter reported a power pole down on 14th Avenue at Old Highway 81. So that is the latest there. Tornado warning does go for 3 more minutes. I mean, if they don't issue a new one, I would totally agree with it. I don't see a whole lot of rotation. They could still try to re-strengthen. We'll see. The structure is just unbelievable, though. I mean, we've talked about it for the last 30 minutes almost now, but this is just a insane mesocyclone in Kansas. Why are there storms on the Storm Channel? Couldn't tell you. Could not tell you. I don't know why we're talking about storms here. I came here to watch golf. You're looking great. Your face has thinned out so much. It's probably because of my haircut, I'm going to be honest, Dom, but I do appreciate the comment. I don't think losing 5 pounds is going to thin out my face very much.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
All right, they have gone ahead and issued a new tornado warning on this discrete supercell in Kansas for Wheaton, Havensville, Kansas, that is Pottawatomie, Jackson, and Nemaha counties in Kansas. Again, this storm is moving east at about 20 miles per hour. So if you are in this tornado warning, seek shelter away from windows, lowest floor possible, and in an interior room of your home or building. Again, this is a behemoth of a supercell. It might not produce a tornado. It also might. It still has that opportunity. But if it doesn't produce a tornado, we are at the bare minimum still talking about damaging winds and then perhaps a little bit of large hail as well. Rotation still does not look too crazy. It's still kind of on the weak side of things. It's broad, but it could intensify as we do still have an inflow, and we definitely still have a hook echo on this. So not ruling out that we get a tornado with this. This storm, out of any one that we have, has the highest probability of producing something. So go back to Corey Gherkin again. And again, this is the storm that is tornado warned. Thank you, Jason, for the $4.99 super chat. Are you talking about the thing on the right side of your screen? That would be your inflow tail that we're looking at there. The inflow is absolutely crazy to see in person. Which is another reason why I think there's a chance that this does indeed produce a, tornado. This is Hunter Hurley. I mean, this is just insane. This is a full-blown view of this supercell from Hunter Hurley. Trying to get the entire thing in the shot. I'm speechless. I mean, like, this is just crazy. I also retweeted that on Twitter. I think Brandon Kopic just made it. We're gonna go to Brandon Kopic. We're gonna get his initial reaction. Brandon Kopic, he's on Radar Omega and also on YouTube.
We finally made it.
His initial reaction.
Structure.
Live here on the Max Velocity
Look
channel.
at that incredible structure.
Thank you, Marissa, for the 10 gifted members. Appreciate the generosity. Put smarts in the chat for Marissa, and if you got a gifted membership, make sure to thank Marissa in the chat. Thank you, Gaming Galaxy, also for the super chat. Appreciate the generosity.
The battery couldn't have died.
I didn't think there were this many trees in Kansas. There you go.
And I will replace it.
Whoa, let's go to Ben Williams.
I gotta get even farther.
This is
east.
Ben Williams. He's near that area of
That could be a
rotation. Look at
bull
that bull
there.
lowering
That could be a
right there in the
bull
middle.
funnel. I don't see much rotation on it. Maybe it's not, but could be.
Bit of a lowering. It was kind of almost looked like what we saw earlier. This is on this storm. Again, he's much closer to it than Corey and Brandon are. They're a little bit more distant on the structure. Brandon's kind of where there would be a tornado.
Hard to tell, guys. I don't think that's a tornado, though.
And that rotation will be just east
I think
of
it would have
Wheaton.
tighter rotation.
Still relatively broad on velocities on radar.
All right,
bottom
I'm
right
gonna
of
get
your
out
screen.
ahead of this thing.
It's gonna be approaching Duluth,
It looks insane.
Kansas as well.
Turn right onto K16.
This is north or northeast of Westmoreland in Kansas.
In 2.8 miles, prepare to park your car near K16. You will need to walk to your destination from there.
Back to, I'm gonna go to Brandon first. Brandon Kopic is moving into a town with a tornado siren, so maybe we won't stay on him. That's kind of obnoxious. Obnoxious siren right downtown. I think he's like right next to the siren. Good thing they have a working siren though. A lot of places do not have working tornado sirens. Some places, like, we've had tornado warnings in the past. If you guys remember from like DFW near Pilot Point, Texas, there was a tornado siren that literally didn't even work and people complained about it, like when there was like a 45-minute advance warning.
I'll pull off real quick and...
Never rely on tornado sirens, by the way, but definitely helps if you're, you know, without a phone or something.
Tornado.
Brandon's currently repositioning. Ben is also repositioning. Corey Gherkin still has a view of the structure.
Nice, Shaz!
This warning does include 1,500 people, by the way. It is a little bit more populated than before. Still got an inflow. Still got a little bit of a hook. Moving, again, towards Havensville. Mostly wind elsewhere. This is really the only area of rotation that we're really looking at currently across the Central Plains.
What a beautiful storm, though, guys.
No problem, Dean. Appreciate you tuning in. Well, I can help. The Pilot Point tornado is the deadliest tornado so far this year with 7 fatalities. I think a lot of that had to do with, though, it being, I think there's a lot more RVs and stuff there. Which is why I think it was more like that. Could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that was why.
Josh, I don't know. Just like when you post stuff on Facebook and Twitter, you can take a video in 4K and it'll post and be garbage.
Is Corey in Kansas? Yeah, Corey's in Kansas. Every chaser that we have currently is on this storm. Like, there's not a single chaser that we have that isn't on this storm right now. We only have 3 today. Or I say only, but we have 3. We have Brandon Kopic, we have Corey Gherkin, and then Ben Williams. All 3 of them. They're all on this storm. Ben is repositioning. I think Corey is also, or not Corey, Brandon, I think, is also positioning, maybe. He has a wall cloud, apparently. But... yeah, Ben is currently positioning. Velocities still appear broad. Velocities just updated. It doesn't look organized on velocities. We'll go to base velocities, maybe like tilt 2 or something. It'll probably be more, yeah. Like, there's definitely rotational loft, just nothing getting to the ground. Like, that's tight. Like, this is strong tornado type rotation aloft. It's near the surface. It has not come together, which is interesting. It has so much potential for a tornado, just not reaching the ground.
Cloud is almost
that inflow tail is going crazy too. Plenty of inflow.
Dude, this is the best freaking storm structure I have seen all year.
Hey guys,
anyone else hearing feedback? There's feedback. It's because Brandon is driving through an area with very loud tornado sirens.
I know you said you're looking at it from the north side of town. I think I'm like a mile, maybe a mile and a half south.
I see Queso playing the Tornado Chaser game. I did.
No, I'm not north of town. I'm south. I'm looking to the
when
north
Storm
of town.
Intermedia was here the other day. We watched
either
it.
Way, that's my point.
Is Connor chasing? No, Connor's... I don't know if I would say he's on vacation. He's just kind of chilling right now. He's kind of waiting for hurricane season. decide to stay down here in Florida. Connor's probably back at school. Connor's not in school. It's Connor's birthday? Yeah, it is Connor's birthday. Happy birthday to Connor. It's his birthday today. About to lose some core here in a second. Ben Williams is gonna have a view of this. Go to Ben.
It really is pretty impressive.
Connor's probably stuck in mud somewhere. I remember he was trash talking me like
what's up?
ton before our
Hey,
golf
did you
match,
get
and he
those
ended up losing.
tornadoes
That was
earlier?
crazy.
Okay.
Hey, did you see, what did you see?
Big cone.
Yes, I think I saw
I'll have a
Yeah.
view here in a second, I think.
Hold on, guys. I'm gonna park quick. That's Freddie McKinney, veteran storm chaser. Oh, we don't want to hit the hail. Shoot! Hay bale. Oh my gosh. Cannot talk.
We got Freddie McKinney right here.
Ooh, here we go.
Is that what's happening?
There's our storm structure. Pretty insane
I didn't hear what he
stuff.
said. Is Freddie McKinney right here?
Guys, it gets crazy.
I talked to Freddie before I went live today. For like 30 minutes. Talking about where where he should go today. I think he
gonna
made
leave
the
you
right
guys
decision.
For just a second. Watch the light show and the structure. There was like a big bowl for a second, but it didn't
Still
look like
nothing
it.
on the ground. I mean, again, velocities, unless there's something on the ground that we just don't see on radar, it's still pretty weak circulation near the surface, but strong aloft. Again, Ben Williams. This is Ben Williams. You can see him on his YouTube channel as well. Link is in the description.
That's why, well, I was up in there and then I saw pictures on
Go over there, make sure to say Max sent you.
I was like, dude, I can't keep
There's one on the ground. It's hard to tell. I mean, we've had a lot of lowerings. That's what it looks like on radar again. We have a hook again. So there's definitely a hook here. We got an inflow. I mean, everything's there, really. It's just, again, the velocities are not very impressive. I've been trying to come together. It has not really come together. Been struggling quite a bit. How's it going, Kristen? Welcome back. Did I just hear a chicken? I don't know. Couldn't tell you. We're gonna go back to Ben. And this is northeast of Westmoreland, Kansas, for reference. Unbelievable storm structure at the bare minimum.
Yeah.
How's it going, Matt? Whenever we get a lightning flash, we might see something. I'm still not completely bought that there's something on the ground right now. There could be. It's just, again, velocities on radar do not look very impressive. They look much more impressive aloft. Alright, so this is the latest from Brandon Kopic. I'm not going to pull him up, but Brandon Kopic just said that either the wall cloud has dissipated or it has become fully rain-wrapped. Which is very possible. If we do have a tornado, it could even be rain-wrapped. There's a couple of possibilities right now. Back to radar for a moment, see if there's anything here. Mostly just wind back out to the west of the storm. This storm only has so much time until it doesn't have much of a chance of doing anything, because it is not moving very fast. You can just see how it's like stalled right now, northeast of Westmoreland. It's if it produces a tornado, it's gonna have to be in the next like 20 minutes. Otherwise, I think this area of storms behind it is gonna catch up and mess it up entirely. So this thing only has so much time to produce something, in my opinion. How many subscribers does Ben have right now? See if we can get him to 3K tonight. Alright, 380 of you that are watching right now. Go subscribe to Ben Williams. Alright, I'm going to put the link to him in the chat. He's also in the description. Make sure to go subscribe to him. Get him to 3,000 tonight. And he's the one that's currently on this storm. Also, subscribe to Corey. And Brandon. Subscribe to everybody. Subscribe to everybody in the description. There's like 10 people. Just click and play. Hey, you're Irish. Appreciate that. Let's see if there's anything happening up near Omaha right now. Storms are trying to get going down near Omaha. A little bit of a wind threat, perhaps, going towards Omaha here in a little bit. Doesn't look imminent, but we're still watching it. Moving to the east-northeast. The severe thunderstorm warning east of McPherson was downgraded to 70-mile-per-hour winds, so not nearly as concerning. This is the live radar Omega cyclone port back over in Burlington, Kansas. And you can kind of see those overshooting cloud tops from the storms back off to the north. Nothing too crazy there. And then we also got the one back over north of Kansas City. A lot cloudier here as all those overshooting cloud tops have moved into this area from strong upper-level winds. Still looking at pretty broad circulation right now east of Wheaton. Not really too concerned about this, I think, right now for a tornado threat, but still stay in your safe place if you're in the warning, just in case.
Oh my gosh, a $20
Should be predominantly a wind threat.
From...
Could still get an isolated tornado. Just, again, the storm structure has been the story today. For sure,
I'm gonna let my phone charge up, and then we're gonna get out of the car. Look at that. Guys, I wish I could go a little bit more zoomed out. Look at that. Max velocity.
This chat, Max velocity invasion, bro. It's not an invasion.
Let's get 400 likes. Come on, 400 likes. Let's go, chat.
Thank you, Patrick, for the super chat, by the way. Appreciate that. I heard that a wax museum wants a statue of you. What? What's that even mean? I don't want to know what that means, honestly. May have not. I don't know if I'm supposed to read that or not.
No, not quite.
That just passed through my head.
Guys,
wow, okay.
I'm not the best ginger storm chaser. I'm up there, but I
called
think
you the goat. Yeah, I know I can.
Max Olson's got me beat. Max Olson's got me beat, but I think I'm second. My bad.
I probably shouldn't have read that. It was a $1 Venmo. I don't usually read like $1 Venmos or anything, but
guys, thank you for all
so
the
happened to read
chats.
that, and I got probably.
Thank
too
you
far.
for the subs.
No,
thank
not
you for
wax
the likes.
velocity. We're not doing.
I appreciate it. Couldn't do this without
We're not
you
saying
guys.
wax velocity in the
If you
chat.
want to support the channel, I also got stuff in my bio. Some links, and they're in that case, YouTube doesn't steal from me. So. Oh my gosh! Look at the striations on this thing. Oh my gosh, this is crazy.
Why does that just go well? Like why?
Connor's in Florida right
just
now.
why?
He thought there was going to be another hurricane.
Wax velocity merch, guys. No.
Connor's gotten
We're
stuck
not doing
a lot.
wax
He's a
velocity
pro at
merch.
that.
Come on.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
Holly, for becoming a member, and
Shout out
welcome to the
Freddie,
velocities.
Too. Go watch Freddie's
Appreciate
stream
that.
if you have a chance.
Yeah, max velocity.
Veteran storm
bobblehead.
chaser. He's been at it since he was like 14
Why?
years old. Oh, is Max rating here? Max, are you done streaming? Or are you rating my chat now? Is this what we're doing?
Wax here at 400k, guys. No, we're not doing wax merch at 400k. Max velocity candles, absolutely. And let me go back to Corey Gherkin. This is Corey Gherkin's view of this storm. Look how curved that is. Look at that. Crazy curved mesocyclone on this. Again, near Havensville, Kansas right now. Still a pretty large inflow tail as well. all around an impressive supercell. Yes, there are storms firing up here, Omaha. If anything goes severe, we'll definitely keep an eye on it. Still not really seeing much rotation on this storm. Really impressive mid-level rotation, though. We've had a lot of spin with this aloft on velocities. It's a pretty impressive storm, nonetheless. Brandon is hilarious. Brandon Kopic was giving me advice earlier on how to get a girlfriend. I was like, what? Like, apparently... some crazy stuff was happening in his chat. I'm not going to repeat any of it, because I'll get some, like, sus clips on Twitter or something if I do.
Look at that.
Thank you, Lumberry, for coming, or for the $10 super chat. Guys, I'm not changing my name to Wax Velocity. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Looks crazy. If you go back at about an hour in the stream, it's even crazier. Highly recommend going back in the stream a little bit if you haven't. It was absolutely insane earlier. We had the structure of this. Both Corey Gherkin and even Brandon Kopic near the end. I mean, they've had some crazy shots of this. And even Ben Williams, I mean, he's had crazy shots, but he's been, like, inside the storm, so. Thank you, Mason, for becoming a maximum velocity member. Appreciate the generosity. I know you, Mason. You're crazy on Storm Chasers feeds. I do appreciate your generosity. I literally just saw you super chat to Ben. Big W. Now stop calling me Wax, please. Do not call me Wax. Oh my goodness. It's chalked. We need to change our name. Something that cannot be changed intermittently to Vax, Wax, or Tax, or whatever else. We're gonna change our name to.
Close your door.
Minimum velocity. There you go. Minimum velocity is perfect. Nobody can make a different name with minimum velocity. How about Wen Williams? Dude, what is going on with the chat summary? Viewers are expressing excitement about Max's new wax products, ranging from body pillows to candles shaped like tornadoes, and discussing the severe conditions in the Midwest. None of that's even true, and in the Midwest, we're not even in the Midwest, bro. We're in, like, the Central Plains. Like, what? What kind of chat summary are we looking at, dude? What the Sigma? This is so chalked. Alright, well, still got a tornado warning here in Kansas. Waiting for the velocities to update. I don't know what is happening anymore. Might actually have rotation developing back near Wheaton, Kansas right now. So that'll be something to watch for as that moves east. Thank you, Chris, for the $5 super chat. Thank you, appreciate that. Yeah, I just saw that on Twitter, too. Thank you, Mason, for the 20 gifted members. Appreciate that.
There it is.
There's parts of the chat for Mason. Appreciate the generosity. You gotta get to membership. Make sure to thank Mason in the chat as well.
We didn't have very many.
Huge W for Mason.
Missed it. There we go.
That was the tornado from earlier, by the way.
Tornado.
That's we got Ben Williams' photo of it.
And then we might have got
it's also on our Twitter
one.
page. We have photos and videos on Twitter at MaxVelocityWX. Link in the description. Make sure to follow us there. How many members for a wax gritty, guys? Stop with the wax. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Emily, also for the 3-month membership. 8-inch tornado candle. Oh my god. It's over. Apparently, Ben is 10 subscribers right now from 3,000. I'm putting his link to him in the chat again. Make sure to subscribe if you've not already to Ben Williams. Make sure to say I sent you as well if you go to his chat. W for Ben today. An absolute legendary chase. It's going to go in the history books for Ben Williams. Might be his best chase of all time. I don't know. And this is Corey Gherkin on this storm near Havensville, Kansas. A beastly structure still. Yeah. Tornado sirens apparently going off as well, still in this area where there is again a tornado warning. We actually might have a tornado trying to drop right now. Couple it right now southeast of Wheaton. There's a little bit of a couplet southeast of Wheaton. That's not even where the initial supercell was. We might get something here. So if you're still in this warning, you gotta be in your safe place. We might get a tornado developing there. Little couplet there as well. I'm not gonna change to Corey because he's getting blared right now with sirens in his ears. It is extremely loud. Apparently, Ben has gained 800 subs today. So funny. We had, I think, can't remember his name. Cannon Colton. Bro, we got him to like 1,000 to 4,000 a day. It was crazy. CC drop. This is velocity, CC. It's not really lined up. If we had a tornado, it'd be right there, just south of 16. It might already be occluding, to be honest. It's moving down to the southeast right now. Also, a little bit of something near Duluth. No CC drop on that either. A little bit of spin on both of these areas of rotation. Or a little bit of spin on both of these storms, I should say. Tornado warning does continue for 7 more minutes. They might issue a new one as well. We'll see. Let me go to Corey again. Corey has a night vision camera, so we'll help to be able to see this a little bit. I don't know why it keeps doing this. For some reason, it keeps going back in time. It's like bugging out a little bit. Let me just refresh this again. Hey, Lumberry for the super chat. Chat summary is requesting wax velocity burgers. What?
And from where I'm at, it's about the same as it's been.
I don't know what is going on with chat summaries. I just said I'll donate if you change to wax velocity. Guys, I'm not changing to wax velocity. Doesn't matter what you give me, I'm not changing to wax velocity. I'll go back to him in a second. We're gonna see what this new radar scan shows. Where's Corey? He is currently near, he's approaching Havensville. And he's right here. He's on Radar Omega. Same thing with Brandon Kopic and Vince Welty. They're all in this area. So, again, you can watch them inside the app at the top link in the description below on iOS and Android. That little couplet that we had is kind of dying out, it looks like. So, just a little couplet kind of dying out.
Sorry, guys.
I don't know what's going on Corey's screen, but bro, what in the world is happening there?
Keith Jerky, thank you for
Ben
the
actually has a view of the storm. It's
Let's
just
go.
dark now.
Let's go, Keith Jerky.
Hey, Connor for the $5 super
What do you
chat.
mean
Big
wax?
W.
What do you
Appreciate
mean?
that.
What do you mean by wax?
Hope you're doing well.
Storm Runner in the
you've
chat.
had a
Everybody
chill week.
spam W Storm Runner Sigma Garrett. Did it?
Up until today, it's been pretty chill, honestly.
There.
Even today, it's actually been pretty chill. Been pretty crazy what we've seen today.
Look at
That's for
guys.
sure.
Look, it's a little low
Hey,
back
TJ for the
there
$5
under
super chat.
There's a cyclone.
You're a first-time storm chaser. That's pretty crazy stuff. If you see this for your, I mean, if you see what we saw today for your first-time storm chasing, that is bananas. Like, this is like the perfect, just the perfect sort of day. Even if you don't see a tornado, it's just like, it's absolutely perfect. Let me go back to show you real quick. I mean, this is from earlier, but this is from Corey Gherkin. Again, if you have not already seen what happened today, like structure of the year type photos. You know, Hunter Hurley had the structure of the year photo, I think. Like, it's just insane what we've seen today, to say the least. And, you know, and then we also had the likely tornado from Ben Williams earlier. So just a lot of stuff has happened today. But I would have to say, like, today, despite it not being what we thought it would be, it's still been pretty crazy. Like, we've been live for not even 2.5 hours. I feel like this has probably been one of the best streams of the year when it comes to just structure. So, yeah, I mean, we've only really had this storm too. So much lightning? Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of lightning. We have a lot of lightning on the north side of the storm. Back to Corey. Corey has a little bit of a scuddy lowering, it looks like there in the middle. But yeah, let's get some happy birthdays in the chat for Connor Croft. Happy birthday. How's it going, Stormer Media? You guys are doing well. W Stormer Media. Stormer Media last night saved a Jeep from going into a flowing area of water last night. It was crazy. Hey, Brandon for the super chat. I'm not. What does that even mean? Are you gonna watch Skibbity Toilet on stream? What does that even mean? Thank you, Adele, for the £3 super chat. Thank you, No Pixel, also for the super chat. We're not doing wax. Stop with the wax, dude. We're not doing wax velocity. It's not happening. If we ever do wax velocity merch, we've fallen off. Like, there's just no way we're doing wax velocity merch. It's not even Connor's birthday. Everybody's saying happy birthday to Connor.
East, northeast.
It's so funny. That's what happens when you join our chat. What have you done? I don't know. We got happy birthdays for Connor. We got wax velocity. I mean, today's just not the day. These chat summaries are just insane. Yours are suggesting Connor's max birthday, with some suggesting wax velocity themed gifts and pranks. Others speculate the upcoming weather events and discuss severe weather. Bro, these chat summaries are so out of hand. I mean, dude, like, seriously. Oh, I'm not even on the right screen. I don't even know, dude. This is so chalked. Somebody changed their name on my Discord server to Wax Velocity and just added me. Dude. It's not happening. Stream is so chalked. How did this start? I don't even know how they even started. Oh yeah, somebody Venmo'd me like $1 talking about me being in a wax museum or something. Thank you, Nancy, for the $20 super chat. Appreciate the generosity. Yeah, 2 weeks without soda. It's pretty crazy. I feel great, honestly. It's great. Hey, Mark also for the super chat. Wax on, wax off. Oh my god, dude. Oh, this whole wax thing. Hey, Buckeyes also for the super chat. Watch my video forecast from earlier today or watch it tomorrow morning. I'll have more details on Kentucky then. Can we see your abs?
A new tornado warning has been issued.
You have a new tornado warning for Pottawatomie and Jackson counties in Kansas. If you are in this warning, seek shelter immediately, away from windows, lowest floor possible, and in an interior room of your home or building. And that is going to be for those in Havensville, west of Circleville, in Kansas. This is currently moving eastbound. That guy got his money's worth for $1. I mean, I guess. I don't usually read Venmos that low either. Like, I just don't. They're usually trolls, and apparently that one kind of was. Pretty funny, though. John, I haven't done the updates yet. I forgot. So, yeah. I forgot to do those computer updates. I don't know why. Just didn't think of it. Still have a little couplet near Brandon Kopic. Actually, let's go to Brandon. See if he has a view of anything. Brandon Kopic is on the storm. I'm gonna go back to Corey, though. Corey Gherkin's also on the storm. They're in the same area.
Oh,
A lot of just kind of scud at the bottom of the storm. Ooh, big CG right there, too. Waxed atrocity? Dude. Thank you for the $4.99. Thank you, Drake, for the $19.99. Hey, happy birthday, Drake. Hope you have a great birthday. Hope Connor's had a great birthday as well. Yeah, John, I'll try to do that tonight, probably, after the stream. Or probably tomorrow. Actually, maybe not even tomorrow. If I have to go live tomorrow, I probably won't do it tomorrow. I'll probably do it on Friday if I'm still here. Or I might just forget.
Yep.
I low-key might not be here at the studio for like a week and a half after Friday. Is your wax locally sourced, dude? Right, we don't have much of a view right now of anything there. Wait for the next radar scan. You have some storms that are developing near Omaha. These are going to quickly upscale into mostly a wind threat. Could still see maybe an isolated tornado, but I think the threat's going to be pretty low up here. And that's all moving towards Omaha, though, right now. Could still have a tornado potential again with this storm near the Onaga area. Right here to the south is really the area that I've been looking at for a little couplet. No CC drop, but could still see something here. Definitely wouldn't rule out a tornado. Might even be watched. I wouldn't even rule out a tornado threat down here east of Manhattan, to be honest. I wouldn't rule out something developing down on the southern side of this line. All this activity's merged together now. Down to the south could get a little interesting. We're gonna go back to Corey, see if we can see anything. Hey, Rubber Ducky for the $4.99. What is that name? Who has the tornado sirens going up? That is Corey, okay. Hey, Friendly, for becoming a 5-month member.
Channel 4.
Kind of crazy how many tornado sirens we've heard today. I feel like every time we have chasers, we never hear them.
Calling it a night.
Barely ever. This will probably become more of a QLCS tornado threat. Yeah, that's my opinion. Over the next, like, 2 hours. Yeah, right now, for now, it's fine, John. I haven't had any issues recently. Friendly reminder, if you're just tuning in, make sure to subscribe down below, like the stream as well. And also make sure to follow us on Twitter and Facebook for frequent updates. Link is in the description. And also, if you have not already, make sure to join our Discord server. The link to that is also in the description down below. Make sure to check out all the Storm Chasers as well that we've had on the stream today. Both Brandon Kopic, Ben Williams, and Corey Gherkin. The links to their channels are in the description below. Do you have a little couplet back over east of Wheaton now? Maybe trying to come together. I'm really mainly looking at this leading edge south of Onaga for the main concern for a tornado threat. But nothing's really come together there recently. Ben? I'm gonna probably go to Ben here. Oh, I know we've been on Storm Chasers
Like
a
another
lot, but
little
this storm's
mezzo
not
back
moving
down
anywhere,
there.
so it's
I
kind of
think I'm
just,
just gonna
you know,
sit here.
mostly just about
Look at
chasers
radar.
right now.
It's been the tail end Charlie all day, man.
Right there, just to the south.
Did you see that? Did you see that?
If you guys do see any photos or videos on Twitter, you can at me at MaxVelocityWX. If you also have any sort of photos or videos that you've taken, you can also at me on Twitter at MaxVelocityWX.
Bit more like
The word of wax get banned yet? No.
I know.
That'd be pretty funny though.
I know. It's got to be a little area rotation down there, but not too concerned, guys. Still got almost 100 viewers. Let's go. If you guys have not liked the stream, go ahead and smash that like button. I'd appreciate it a lot.
Forbidden word, absolutely. How has Ben had like no lightning ever since we went on to him?
I'll catch you down the road, man.
See ya, man.
The lightning just decided to not cooperate here.
Here goes Freddie.
Freddie McKinney
Freddie
driving
getting out
in.
here. Guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get back. This stuff is, I think, done. We're still tornado warned, but I think it's about done. So I don't want to get caught in this rain, like Freddie was saying. So I'm.
I don't know, honestly, dude, I don't know if I've ever talked to somebody
on
on the phone as much as I do to Freddie. Like, I've only known him for like 2 weeks.
Quick.
We've, I think, talked on the phone for like a total of 5 hours now. I like never call people. ready though for whatever reason. I mean, we talked earlier today before, you know, this all happened for where, you know, you should set up and stuff. Did choose the right area to go. It was kind of one of those situations, like if you remember from like today's forecast or even what we're talking about at the beginning, like storms could have fired up in two places that, you know, either one could go kind of crazy. First one was down here. The main area that we're watching really was going to be up near the border, but it kind of shifted further south because the boundary didn't really lift north. So the main concern has been actually further south, kind of near Manhattan, and then back near, you know, just south of Seneca, basically. But back up here in, like, Omaha, just west of Omaha, we were kind of expecting a line of storms to develop, but there was a lot of elevated shower activity that the HRRR model did not pick up on. And so this activity has really not come together so far. Now, I do think this will still produce a wind threat into Omaha and probably even into parts of Iowa, but I don't think it's going to produce much of a tornado risk. It could still, but it's a lower threat. There's like a little bit of circulation on one of these storms, but yeah, it's a little bit lower of a chance than before. So definitely made the right call, no doubt about that. Tornado candles would be cool. They actually would be cool.
Max is awesome.
Back
We
to
love Max.
Ben.
Max is awesome. Oh, I think I got some. I think I got a PayPal or two. I don't know how to. I can see someone sent me a PayPal, but I don't know how to check the individual name. I don't. I'm gonna try to figure that out. But whoever sent me the PayPal, I really appreciate it.
Wax velocity.
I
Yeah,
really
we might actually have a
appreciate
tornado, perhaps on the ground, or may have had one on the west side of Onaga. Like a little bit of circulation there. Maybe. It would be anticyclonic. So we actually could have maybe had an anticyclonic tornado there, but no CC drop. It's fully rain wrapped. I don't see anything else out in front of this right now that looks concerning. By the way, does that larger text look better? Do you guys like that more? Bottom left, the alerts popping up. Does that larger text look better? Or is it too big? I actually have to move it too because it's blocking Radar Omega. Thank you, Zone, for becoming a moderate velocity member. Appreciate that. Welcome to the velocities.
the donations, and I always notice you're in the stream, so I really appreciate that, man.
W for Ben Williams.
Thanks, Sophie. Today, honestly, like a lot of the days that I've streamed this year, I've had terrible storms, and then all the days that I've been
Much
with
better?
Connor,
Okay.
and I didn't stream,
We'll
we had
keep
great
it that way.
storms, so I think this
I
today,
can
and then
adjust it. Like, it's not hard.
about
I just have to click a button. So
about 6 weeks ago, and actually the same area. We were in the same area.
yes, thank you. Size is great. I agree. Size is great. It's gonna stay zoomed out for the time being. Go to... Alright, Corey's lost signal. Is the bench still there? No, the bench is not there anymore, unfortunately. The camera is no longer operational. Rip to the bench. The bench is probably still there, we just don't have a view of it anymore. Unfortunate. Where's the tornado on the ground? We don't have a tornado on the ground right now. If we had one, it would be just west of Havensville. Anti-cyclonic tornado, perhaps, but doesn't really look very impressive. How many chairs do I own? I don't know. I think I have 2. I mean, I honestly, like, you know, I've said this story before, but, like, dude, I used to have... I was going through Amazon, you know, office chairs, like, every year, basically. Like, they would just fall apart so fast. And, like, the chair I have now, I've had it for over a year and a half now, and it's literally lasted, and it's barely worn. Like, it's amazing. Dude, thank you for the super chat. Velocity. Nice. Stream just decided to go out. We're back though. Spamming the chat with a refresh. I don't know why our stream does that. I really don't understand. Like, that happens. For whatever reason, like, it's happened a lot. It's really random. Stream just decides to bug out. Alright, let's go back to Ben for now. I think Ben might be done for the night.
One more good
sure.
like view of this thing for like 10 or 15 minutes.
Corey's still on this storm. We'll go to Corey.
God, look at that ugly mug on the camera. Gross.
It's a YouTube thing with low latency. It
All
happens.
right.
I don't know. Feels like a personal issue, to be honest. Feels very personal. I was thinking, whenever our stream ends, I was thinking about rating Ben Williams, but he doesn't have his redirect thing on. It's so unfortunate. I don't think he can do it while he's driving here.
Of course, when you want to take off.
Might have to do Freddy if he's still alive.
Go, nerds.
Will Overland Park get hit? You'll probably get hit closer to like 10:30, 11:30. Mostly a wind threat there, maybe an isolated tornado. We might be live for a little while. I don't know. We're gonna kind of wait and see what happens. But we might be live for, maybe another 2 hours. We might only be live for like 20 more minutes. We'll have to wait and see. Like, this could be a legit, QLCS tornado threat eventually as this moves in the direction of Kansas City. It's very possible. So we'll just kind of have to keep a close eye and see what happens here over the next little while. I don't know why all my monitors have gone, like, dark. It's, like, almost pitch black. These new monitors I've gotten have not been treating me the best. Random stuff happening. What's the fit tonight? I actually have a fan mail t-shirt on today. So whoever mailed me the Respect the Polygon t-shirt, I am wearing that today. If you want to mail us anything, or mail me anything, you can mail it with the link in the description. It's also in the chat. This is, I think, the second time that I've ever worn a fan mail t-shirt. We have like 7 on a stream. So the other one was the Culver's t-shirt, which when that happened, we had a tornado emergency. So thank you, Zachary. Glad you enjoy it. You guys are having audio issues, you gotta refresh. It is not me, it is you. Cannot probably tell you that, but... Apparently Corey hit the record button today, so he's happy.
Guys, I'm also proud of myself. I remembered to hit the record button, so we recorded the whole thing today. Yay! Where'd my hat go? There it is.
You keep showing my town. Well, that's unfortunate. Probably not a good thing. I have a little couplet trying to develop near Louisville, Kansas right now. I don't know, we might get another tornado warning somewhere in here. I'm kind of interested to see what happens here over the next little while. Probably stay live for a little bit, see what happens. Thank you, Space, for the 199. Appreciate you confirming. Thank you. See the 00Z for tomorrow. Let me look. Why, what's tomorrow popping off to look like? We might be live again tomorrow, so if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below. Click the bell icon so you're notified if and when we do go live. This is what it looks like tomorrow in the Midwest. This is tonight, tomorrow morning, lunchtime. Bruh. We go live, this might be a very midstream, unless something happens initially in Missouri. This looked actually worse, I think, earlier today. Now it kind of looks mid. Kind of looks like a mid setup, at least when it comes to like a chasing perspective. Definitely gonna be a wind threat. Like tomorrow's threat will be predominantly wind. There's gonna be a lot of activity in the morning that kind of stabilizes the atmosphere, which is why we're probably not gonna see a very favorable environment tomorrow. The tornado parameter values do not go super crazy either. I could see there being 1 or 2 tornadoes, though, in like north or northwest Missouri. I think if we do get a 5% tornado risk tomorrow, it would be in that area. Like, that's like the one area I've been thinking since even yesterday that would be like the main corridor for tornadoes. It might just end up being that we see that tomorrow. Let's go to the tornado thread here. Like, it would probably be in here. It might even push that a bit further back to the west, too. So. I'll have to wait and see what happens. Time for Chicago suburbs. Would this happen? I don't know if Chicago's going to see anything tomorrow. Again, this slight risk might get condensed down to the south. We'll have to wait and see. Like, again, it's only one model. The HRRR is only one model. We look at the RA or the RRFS model. See if I can show you that one. Not sure if it goes any. I don't know if it goes crazy tomorrow or not. Yeah, Omaha should be mostly just wind. We haven't had anything severe there yet. Let me check real quick and see. Yeah, not much happening. We got a little bit of circulation just southeast of Wahoo, Nebraska, but nothing really too crazy there. I mean, this is what the RRFS model shows, which is slightly more aggressive than the HRRR. Kind of shows that storm development being a bit more explosive in Illinois, but it moves south and east, and then this activity a little bit more geared towards central Illinois, which means we would have a little bit more of a tornado and wind risk associated with this. But even then, it's a little bit uncertain. It's going to depend on what happens tonight. Like, tonight is pretty critical. By tomorrow morning, we will have a very good idea, I think, of what's going to happen tomorrow. But right now, it's pretty uncertain. It's going to depend on how this all upscales and as it moves into Indiana and Illinois, what exactly happens. Guys, it's not my birthday, please. It's not Connor's birthday. It's not my birthday. By the way, I will have an updated video tomorrow morning, so make sure to subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon down below so you're notified when that goes live. That video in particular, it will talk about that more. It will be that tomorrow's video will be mostly about Thursday and Friday. So. It's summertime. I feel like I don't trust the HRRR as much recently. Yeah, I have to agree with that. It's not great this time of the year. Even then, I mean, the HRRR model is very hit or miss a lot of the time. Please do your forecast intro again. I'll put it in there whenever it's a more low-key forecast. Tomorrow probably will not be the return of it, though. Would be my guess. We're apparently only 92 subscribers from 363,000, so make sure to subscribe if you're new. Central Iowa should be mostly wind tonight. Getting hungry. I don't know what I should have for dinner tonight. Anybody got suggestions for dinner? Cheese curds, maybe? It's a little bit too late for that. Have a good night, Joe. Appreciate you tuning in. I had a burger without a bun and it was good. Interesting. Grilled cheese, cheese curds, chicken nuggets. Wawa. I haven't had Wawa in at least a week, I think. I think the last time I had Wawa was Barrel. When Barrel happened. Or not Barrel, Debbie. When Debbie happened. Speaking of tropics, I want to real quickly show you Hurricane Ernesto, just for a brief second. That's what Ernesto looks like right now. This thing is a beast north of Puerto Rico. This is going to become our next major hurricane. It's going to be a Cat 3 as it moves towards Bermuda. This thing is a beast out there. Huge explosion near the center. Lots and lots of rain, too, falling over those areas. We've talked about it a little bit in videos. I haven't really gone into much detail because it's not really going to be impacting the United States, but, you know, it's out there. We'll talk probably a little bit more about it in tomorrow's forecast, too. It'll probably end up impacting Nova Scotia, too, so we'll definitely talk more about it. Ryan Hall y'all special, just a beef patty? Is that what he eats? Just a beef patty? No burger? No bun? Bruh. Ben Williams eats a burger without cheese. Like, I think that's the craziest thing. And it's a choice. It's not like he can't eat cheese. I'm pretty sure. You think it'll hit Florida? No. No, it's definitely not going to hit Florida. No, if it hit Florida, we would be talking about it. Like, we would have probably dedicated videos to it. The first... I did make a dedicated video to Ernesto a few days ago. Which... That was when there was a chance it could impact, you know, Florida or even the East Coast. But... it just never happened. Bro, cheese is the best part of the burger. I don't care what you say. Unless you can make a fire burger with seasoning, cheese makes it a burger. It's a built different type of combo. A legendary combo. Somebody just said Taco Bell, and I absolutely zoned out of their message. Bro, no shot we're talking about Taco Bell right now. Taco Bell had more rotation than any of the storms that we had today. Like, Taco Bell toilets. They have more rotation than any of these storms have had today. There are no tornado warnings. Fun fact, there are no tornado warnings. I don't know if that just happened. I was not looking. No longer have any tornado warnings in the state of Kansas. Storms are going to get worse around midnight. I mean, they're probably going to get more wind-driven. I wouldn't say they're going to get worse, though. I have a little velocity couplet near Goff right now. Not much, though. Still a little bit of circulation down here to the south, just nothing organized. Again, we're going to stay live just in case for a little bit longer. If anything does develop in the next little while. We'll stay live just in case. We still have a chance of a tornado threat as this moves towards Kansas City, so. AUT for the 199. Max Velocity Food Channel? I mean, it'd just be burnt grilled cheeses all over the place if we had a food channel. That'd be a catastrophic channel to have. That would not be it. I dare you to drink ketchup. No. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning near Maryville in Missouri for 60-mile-per-hour winds. Nothing really too out of the ordinary. Friendly reminder, today's stream is brought to you by Radar Omega. You can download Radar Omega with the top link in the description below on iOS and Android. Highly recommend you check it out. It has all sorts of features like the live radar feed. You can also check out live storm chasers inside the app like Brandon Kopic, Corey Gherkin, Connor Croft whenever he's out there. Vince Walty, you got a ton of them. You also got the live cyclone ports. These are stationary cameras that are positioned across the United States. You got a lot of them also over in Tennessee. You can get all those within the app with just the top link in the description below for only $8.99. That's what it comes with. If you become a subscriber on the app, you can also get access to computer model data and also satellite imagery, which I definitely recommend you checking out. Again, that is the top link in the description below on iOS and Android. Is there a tornado threat for Des Moines? Not really. It's a very low risk. This guy's name is Queso Airlines. There's no shot. How's the golf game? I haven't been golfing since I played with Connor. So, hoping to get back out there, though, soon. Soon-ish. Please look at Omaha. There's nothing really happening up in Omaha, just ordinary thunderstorms right now. Some gusty winds, that's about it. Bro, I wish I could tell Ben Williams put on his, like, raid thing. I can't, I don't think I can do it during the stream, though. I'll tell him after the stream. Next time he's live, we'll have to raid him. Favorite club in the bag? Probably my 9-iron. That's, like, the best one. I do not like my driver whatsoever. I'm very vocal about that. I do not like my driver. I want to get, like, a King Cobra driver, but they're so expensive. Hey, Joe, for the $10 super chat. South Central Kansas tonight. Predominantly just isolated damaging winds. Like, all the stuff that we're seeing here is all outflow driven, so it'll be mostly just wind. Across the board. Weak rotation over Omaha. Didn't really look like it. It looked like more of a downburst. There's maybe like a little bit of spin, but it's very weak. If we got a tornado, it would be extraordinarily weak with that kind of velocity. Mostly just downburst winds. This is probably going to get tornado warned, honestly. Near Grenada, Kansas. That couplet's been coming together for several scans now. Might end up getting a tornado warning on this. Hey, Blast for the $5 super chat. There you go, get yourself a King Cobra driver. I think a driver is like $500 for a King Cobra. At least the one I was looking at. That's honestly going to probably be my next investment, though, is a King Cobra driver. Thank you, Sandy, for the 7-month membership. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Thank you. Latest scan, slightly broader, but still some circulation near Grenada, Kansas. I have a 60-degree wedge? I do. I have a Cleveland wedge. A lot of my clubs are used. Like, I get a lot of them on, like, second swing. The bulk of my irons are not, like, new, but they're, like, they were bought new, like, probably 6 years ago or something. Maybe a little bit longer than that. Thank you, Savage, and also Little for becoming members, and welcome to the Velocities. Doesn't know how to turn redirect on. It's so unfortunate. I don't know how you do it either. I don't know how you do it on stream like that. Vice Golf just released new irons? Really? Kirkland also released their own set of clubs. Pretty interesting. Yeah, I usually buy used stuff. High res reflectivity, bruh. Almost done with the stream. I don't know. I don't know yet. Just kind of seeing to see if anything does start rotating. Because if something like did go crazy here, I don't want to. I don't have to go live again after this. I would rather just be one stream. So just in case we're observing a couple pockets of rotation, this is the main one. So. Check Kansas City. Not much to look at right there right now. Still got about like an hour, hour and a half until you see anything. Should be mostly wind. Merch needs golf gear, candles, body pillows. No, we're not doing body pillows. Is everything winding down? No, this is going to continue for the next several hours. It'll just be predominantly wind. Like, the tornado threat was basically from... I think I said like 5 to 10, but basically from 6 to 9. It's just, I don't usually stay live for just wind. I'll mail you my Big Bertha driver. Bro, if you do that, that'd be wild. You are free to, by the way, mail anything. Like, if you want to mail a golf club, I mean, you feel free. You know, I'll definitely give it a try. If you mail a left-handed club, and if I see Connor, I'll give him the left-handed club. Because he plays left-handed, which is wild. I kind of feel like it'd be fun if I was a left-handed golfer. I feel like that'd be kind of cool. By the way, if you do want to mail anything, the link to mail stuff is in the description. As in, mail anything realistic. Please do not mail me anything that is out of the ordinary or anything like that. St. Louis tomorrow. Again, I'll have a video tomorrow morning talking about it. Should be mostly win, though, for St. Louis. It's right-handed. I'm right-handed, so if you mail me a right-handed club, I'll definitely give it a whirl. I'm not left-handed, just for the record. I'm not one of the 5% of people that are left-handed golfers. How's it going, James? Welcome back. Is this a derecho? No. Might be a mesoscale convective system, but that's really about it. Look at the one near Greenfield, Iowa. Looks like mostly just gusty winds and lightning. Nothing out of the ordinary. Golf sucks left-handed. I mean, Connor's not bad. Honestly, he's not a bad golfer, and he's left-handed. Or very comparable, I would say. I think he's like a little bit better than me, honestly. But he still lost, so don't know what to tell you. He lost in that golf match. Big L. Apparently we're doing a 2025 golf match from what I know, so. Probably happen next year at some point. Can I mail you bread? No. Do not mail me bread. Please. Max cheated during the match? What are you talking about, dude? I did not cheat. We played normally. Like, there was no way I could have cheated. Literally, Connor was there the entire time. Have I tried ramen yet? No, I've not had ramen. Do a golf match against Ryan Hall. I already messaged him. He does not play regular golf. He only plays mini golf. Might have to do a mini golf match, though, sometime. Might have to. Well, dude, if somebody else asks me if they can mail me wax, I might lose it. I don't need wax. How do you cheat in golf? Eat the balls when nobody's looking? What? Dude, excuse me? Mini golf match when? It might happen, you never know. When does college start back up? About 2 weeks. Unfortunate, but yeah, one more year. Do I play disc golf? I've played it before, but no, I don't play it. Like, I've played it once or twice. Can I mail you my NOAA weather radio? I already have 2 weather radios. I got a couple of these, but I got the Midland radios. Again, if you want a Midland radio, you can use the link in the description and get, I think it's 10% off your purchase. Yeah, 10% off your purchase with the link in the description. If you need a Midland weather radio, highly recommend. By the way, I'm sitting a little bit lower. My chair's like lower today for some reason, so the camera's a little bit weird. Lowest round? I think the lowest I've ever shot was like a 74, but it was on like a par 68, and it was a pretty short course. So, like on a normal course, I think my lowest ever is like a 79 or 80. Can I mail you my 2009 red Toyota Corolla? I mean, bro, this guy's gonna mail me a full-blown car. Crazy behavior. Imagine if I just go to my mailbox and all of a sudden there's a car sitting outside. Hey, this is your car now. What? Apparently I have a new car. And you've won a brand new car. Not seeing much rotation anymore up here to the north. Still a little bit of circulation, but nothing too out of the ordinary. We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning near Alta Vista. which is actually where there was a tornado earlier this year. Remember covering that. Going towards Alma and Newberry. Watching a little bit of circulation, mostly wind though. When's the next fan mail opening? Actually, speaking of that, North Star. I don't know if North Star's here. I got one fan mail. Trying to pick it up. This is from North Star. Hopefully North Star's here. If they're not, I'm gonna be kind of sad. They've been asking when the next fan mail opening is gonna be, and I haven't had a date. This is the package. It's a large package. I don't think North Star's here though, unfortunately. We do have a fan mail opening. Got a card and then a package, or I'll show you what it is in a second. The card I'm gonna read actually after, because I don't know if I'll be able to read it. This is it. It is a lightning bolt pillow. This thing is like larger than my head. It's a huge pillow. Massive lightning pillow though. It is pretty cool. There's another "that's what she said" joke in this chat, dude. Like, I've seen way too many. Alright, I got a note too. This is the thank you card. Alright, fancy little thank you card. It's a very long message. I don't know if I can read this, but I'm gonna try. Hey Max, I'm an experienced mod. Oh, okay, so that's personal, I think. Okay, I think that's personal. But this, let me go to the actual card. This right here is the actual card. Where do you say I get a 10% off a weather radio? The link in the description, Stacy. It's the link. It's before the get connected area of the description. The description's so long, but it's like 5 links down in the description. If you don't see it, just add me in the chat, and I'll try to put it in the chat at least. Alright, Max, thank you for all you do as we head something into hurricane season. I find value in your content. I really find value in your content. I was hoping to give you a much larger bolt to hang. Oh, so that's what this is. She actually sewed this, or he or she. I think it's a she. I don't know if I have a name on here. Do I have a name? I can't read it. Unfortunately, the name got smudged on the card. It's kind of unfortunate. But this is actually custom sewed. It came in an Amazon box. I thought it was Amazon. I think. Maybe. Or is this not sewed? No, this is not sewed. Just kidding. Not safe. If this was sewed, that'd be insane. Alright, so this is not sewed. Hope to have a meetup someday and meet you in person. So glad I found your channel. Appreciate that. Maybe someday, you never know. I don't storm chase, so you don't really have that opportunity, but, you know, maybe if I'm at, like, I don't know, at Culver's or something, you might see me there. Appreciate the generosity. Thank you, North Star, again. Put some hearts in the chat for North Star with the fan mail gift. I appreciate that. Again, if you want to mail anything to me, you can mail it with the link in the description. There's also going to be a link posted in the chat. I'll post it a few times in case you miss it. Alright, let me check and see if there's anything else popping here. Still not seeing much. It looks like mostly wind right now. We'll give it a couple more scans, though. I wish I could redirect to Ben Williams. Bruh. I think Freddy's ending a stream. I was gonna braid Freddy. If Freddy's ending, that's kind of unfortunate. Bruh. Can't even raid Freddy. Unfortunate. I don't know who we're raiding. I can't raid Ben. Maybe we just do like a link raid or something. Like I just send the link in the chat or something. I wish I could just raid him directly. Should post the link to the driver you like. I don't know really which one I want, to be honest. I just want a King Cobra. Dude, they feel so good. I've used one before. I can't remember the name of it, though. I'd probably, if I bought it, I'd get it used. If somebody mailed me one, I mean, I'll probably use that one, but I'd probably buy it used. That's a bit cheaper. Yeah, Freddy just ended his stream, unfortunate. Thank you, by the way, Theo, for the $10 donation. I appreciate the generosity. For your Cobra Club, appreciate that. Thanks for the generosity, Ted. Or thank you, Ted, for the $10 donation. Appreciate that. Something happened to Freddy? What happened to Freddy? What? I mean, I think he just ended his stream. I think he was done. Is Corey still live? Yeah, Corey's still live. We might... what I might do is just put the link to Ben in the chat and then raid Corey or something. Might just do that. Sounds pretty lit. Sounds like a good time. But yeah, I think tonight's tornado threat, much lower. I think it'll be mostly win from here on out, so I don't think there's too much else to cover. Again, we'll probably be live again tomorrow, so if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below. Click the bell icon down below so you're notified when or if and when we go live. And we're only 23 subscribers from 363,000, so make sure to subscribe down below. And yeah, that's probably gonna do it for today's stream. Again, appreciate Radar Omega for sponsoring today's stream. If you want to download the app, it is the top link in the description below on iOS and Android. Join our Discord server, links in the description. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook. The link is also down there in the description down below. We're gonna go ahead and raid. We're gonna raid Corey. So if you want to stay tuned, feel free to. But I recommend it, like, kind of split the difference, right? If you want to go, check out Ben Williams' channel, go make sure to check him out. I'll put the link in the chat. I'll spam it. The stream will redirect to Corey instead of Ben. But Ben, I can't redirect to him for some reason. His link's in the chat. Make sure to go raid him. Go raid Ben Williams. If you guys are in the chat. If you're just here on TV or whatever, you'll be redirected to Corey Gherkin, who is still live right now. All right. Appreciate you guys all tuning in. Have a great, safe rest of your night. We'll see you guys in the next video or live stream, which will probably be tomorrow. And thank you guys for 363,000 subscribers. Appreciate that. See you guys all again soon. Make sure to raid Ben Williams in the chat. And also, you might get redirected to Corey. So one of the two. See you guys all again soon, and have a good one.